San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the San Antonio Spurs return to action tonight. They are in Memphis to take on the Grizzlies. No De'Aaron Fox for the Spurs. He's dealing with lower back tightness. No Luke Cornett as well. He's dealing with right knee management. Grizzlies have officially shut down Ja Morant for the rest of the season. Tip-off between the Spurs and the Grizzlies set for 7 o'clock. It will be televised on FanDuel Sports Network.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
On a hump day!
Hump day!
Hump day!
Hump day!
Happy hump day, everybody.
Mike,
Hope
Mike,
you're
Mike,
having
Mike,
a good
Mike. What day is it,
Wednesday.
Mike?
Whatever you're doing, however you're doing it, thanks for spending a little time with us here on the Blitz. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. He is Jason Minix. And how's your hump day, Minix?
It's a fantastic day. Ready for 4 hours of MVP talk? No, I'm kidding.
I got to thinking, on the way over here, so what can I say to piss off Spurs fans again?
Why would you?
I'm just
Why
saying,
would-
I did a hell of a job yesterday.
You did, but that wasn't by design.
No, it's...
the grumpy old man speaks his truth,
got an
and
opinion.
sometimes it's not like you do it on purpose. You just walk into a room, and that's going to piss somebody off.
it's what's interesting about that is that how come, do you have to be an old man to have an opinion? It
No.
seemed like I did because the comments I got yesterday, every time they disagreed with me, I'm an old man.
Because you don't understand how the kids are today.
I see how it is. I got you.
That's kind of how it is.
I'll stick with Manu and Tony and Timmy.
Dude,
The
you need to
debate
go.
has been fantastic, and I'm on the wrong end of this. Well, I was the minority end of it, not the wrong end of
You
it.
recognize defeat.
No,
You-
no
you-
defeat.
you-
I still feel the exact same way.
No, that's true, but you know you were on the wrong end of it. In fact, when we were walking out of the studio yesterday at 6, the boss was still here, the suit, and he said, "How was today's show?" And I said, "It was great, though. Joe is in the bathroom right now cleaning up all the cuts and bruises because he got beat up by the callers all day long."
Well, I'm on the wrong end of this. Just because nobody else knows what the hell they're talking about,
Exactly.
but me, since I'm the only one, sometimes it's, you stand out a little brighter than everybody else.
And again, it's kind of weird. I think, in reality, you're not wrong, but Wemby wants to go win
I
championships.
get it. I understand that.
He also wants to win individual awards. And what I find interesting is, we spent 4 hours on that yesterday, and then, last night on SportsCenter, it's the debate, the Hoop Collective podcast, which they recorded late last night. Same kind of discussion, and they disagree with you too. I mean, it's just because Wemby is just so different, and I want to say it was Tim McMahon on the Hoops Collective podcast that said the one thing that Wemby doesn't do is anything subtle, whether it's on the court or on the podium. And he was asked, and he answered.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
It still surprises a lot of people. It goes with it. Now, there's a whole bunch of program directors listening to this fine radio program, like Sam. He said, don't talk MVP today. And somebody wants to talk pucks and sticks.
Pucks and
Steven,
sticks.
Absolutely. Little stick and puck. Surprise all of us listening. Did you see the New Jersey Devils beat the Dallas Stars last night, 6-4?
No, is that what pucks and sticks means? So that he wants to talk hockey?
That's exactly it.
Sorry,
You understand?
dude. Ain't happening.
You understand pucks and sticks. Now,
Well,
if you
yeah.
said sticks and balls, we could be talking opening night of Major League Baseball tonight on Netflix.
Well, which is interesting, right? Only one game tonight, and that kind of is irritating.
It's Netflix. It's the appetizer.
I get it. But I'm not. I'll watch a little bit of it, but I don't give a damn about the Yankees or the Giants.
It's so bizarre because we compare everything to the National Football League. And I'm kind of like you. One game tonight? What's the point?
There is no point.
I mean, was it last year? They had some games over in Asia somewhere. I forget where. Right? But so
They
they were, All right, I get that because, they're going to open the season over there, but they got to fly all the way back and get on with everybody else because everybody else starts tomorrow.
Well, they didn't play for like 2 or 3 days.
Well, I mean,
the teams that played over there.
But you look at the Yankees playing tonight, the idea that, all right, it's a standalone game. It's on Netflix. I know there's a lot of Yankee fans out there. I mean, there just are. But
bandwagoners,
whatever you want to call them.
Bandwagoners, that's all they are.
I mean, all right, Mr. Cardinal fan
Kinda
from
like
Alice,
Cub
Texas.
Cub fans, same thing.
I mean, but again, a lot of hat and T-shirt Yankee fans. Major League Baseball is not the NFL. The NFL opens with a standalone game every year.
And we're excited about it.
And we all watch it, whether we give a damn about those teams or not.
True.
And like, talking to different people today, like I was getting lunch over at the barbecue station. You ready for baseball tomorrow? I say, well, there's a game tonight. Nah, who cares, right?
Exactly.
I mean, because one, they're putting it on Netflix, which again, you understand the money grab that goes with it, but it's not like the opening of Major League Baseball compares to like, let's have a standalone game we're all going to gather and watch because it's baseball. Like we do with football. Doesn't matter who's playing.
There's just 162 of them.
Well,
so it counts as one.
It does. But again, though, is it priority television?
No, it's not. Although I will watch because it's a real game. I'll watch a little bit of it.
You'll go find it on the box or go to Netflix, depending on what else is on tonight.
Well, because the Spurs game's going to be over in about 5 minutes tonight in Memphis.
You think that long?
Well, maybe not even that long.
I think the game's already over, man. Let's all head to Central Barbecue and enjoy.
Unbelievable. So the Spurs game's not going to be much to watch. I think Mitch Johnson will play every player he's got on his bench tonight because Memphis just flat out sucks. So it should be an easy night for them. So, yeah, I'll watch a little baseball tonight. Why not?
Well, you say that now.
No, I will.
You say that now. I'm curious if anybody out there would admit to not realizing that baseball started today.
I think there's a lot of people that do. I didn't realize until, an hour ago that it was on Netflix. I had no idea it was on Netflix tonight. But, hey, it's where we sit, right? I mean, if we're talking about Wemby being brash and what was the word that was used?
Not so subtle?
Not so subtle, then I guess we got to get used to the fact that these streaming services are taking over live sports.
Well, and they are, but is it on them to do a better job of advertising that they have the games? Because
absolutely.
I think it was just subtly, that's the word of the day,
subtly
mentioned on a Get Up that the game was on Netflix. I mean, you're seeing all the Major League Baseball, MLB TV thing is now on whatever that promo is. But normally we know where to go find the games. But I'm not getting any kind of ads that have tonight's game on Netflix. In fact, right now on ESPN.com, it says ESPN is now the home of MLB.TV. Cool. All Major League Baseball out-of-market games all in one place. I did get an ad if you're a T-Mobile person.
Yeah.
Apparently, if you're a T-Mobile, if you go into the T-Mobile app, you get the MLB TV for free. You got to sign up for it in the next couple of days.
All right. Well, that's cool. It does me no good at all.
Well, I mean, matters to me because I happen to have that.
No, it doesn't.
Well,
what do you give? You've got it anyway.
Well, but not on my phone.
Oh, well.
See, this gives it to me on my
all
phone.
Right, I got you.
See?
All right. Well, that's
great. But yeah, tonight's game is on Netflix, people.
It is on Netflix, and then the full schedule starts tomorrow. What I don't like about what Major League Baseball does, and they do this every year, it seems, but like Cardinals open up with Tampa Bay tomorrow, and then they don't play again until Saturday. They take Friday off.
Okay.
I mean,
it's a day off.
They're tired after one game.
Do you work 7 days a week, sir?
Well, no, I don't, but I usually work consecutive days.
I mean, let's be honest. Now, I truly wish we were right now at Stadium Swim in Las Vegas.
We should be, right?
We could be.
We should be.
But they're using.
Sydney's probably looking everywhere for us.
She's
Where's
got,
Joe and Jason?
she's got
Where
people,
are they?
She's got people to see. No, they're doing, spending $1 gazillion to do some World Cup stuff. So
Yeah.
they skipped this year's tournament, right? Cool. All right. But honestly, tomorrow, the focus is more on Sweet 16 than it is Major League Baseball.
Well, this is true.
I mean, I'm glad the Astros will be on tomorrow during the show. I don't know what time the Rangers play. But the Astros will be done by the time the Longhorns play.
Texas first pitch is at 3:15. They're in Philly.
All right, good. So I guess they're going to be over on 94.5. Pledge wants you to look up at the screen, sir.
Oh, yes.
Is that just for us, or does everybody get to see that?
Just
Why
for
does
us.
nobody else get to see that? It's the one photo of Sydney that we've never been able to put on any kind of social media for obvious reasons.
The one where she's naked?
I didn't say that.
Oh.
I did not say that.
I was just trying to tell everybody else that
just saying. Thanks, Pledge. We should really take parts of, my goodness, that photo right there.
Uh-huh. That's your wife standing over there, too.
Yeah, look at the look on her face, too. Mm-hmm.
Oh, the good times, good memories.
You know, on my new iPhone, I wonder if I could fix that. Because I've got the new iPhone 17 where you can make things disappear in your photos.
Yeah.
Edit them out.
You want to make your wife disappear.
In that photo, yes.
Question for you, because this came up, and you mentioned the World Cup, and that circles into that. What debate at the gym today? Have you seen any advertisement for the World Cup anywhere?
Yeah.
Where?
Everywhere.
I haven't.
Dude, I mean, yeah.
Where?
Well, I've seen a bunch at the airport because I was just in
At the airport?
It's advertisement, sir.
I'm talking about on your television set.
Well, you didn't say that. You said, have I seen any advertisement for it anywhere?
Let me spell it out
yes,
for you, Mr. Minix.
I've seen some beer ads. I've seen a couple, and I get a gazillion emails from them people.
I just don't think they're doing a good job at making sure that people know. Now, if you're a diehard soccer fan and you're into the World Cup, you know. But if you're not and you're a casual fan, you probably need a little help finding, where you can watch and how you can watch.
Well, I mean, if you're watching on anything on Fox, you see World Cup stuff and FS1. Email today. They've announced their plans for the final round of the World Cup ticket sales. I opened the email and hit delete, but it's there. Would you probably just hit delete?
Well, I haven't seen it, or I probably would have. I'm not a huge soccer fan, but look, I'll get into to some World Cup stuff.
We might do some World Cup
well,
stuff.
Absolutely. I'll get into that. I did that the last time it came around, and
become a soccer fan every 4 years.
Well, yeah, not a huge soccer fan, but some of these teams are really good. Unfortunately for us, the United States isn't.
Which teams, Joe, are really good?
Well, I have to remember. I don't know.
Those not called the United States of America.
Yeah, anybody but. No, not anybody but there's some good teams out there. But I'll watch some of this.
Yeah, we'll get into it.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll get into it. We need to get into the Spurs as well because they've got a game tonight, albeit an exhibition game for the most part, I would assume. Take it on the Memphis Grizzlies. Got a question for you, and we might want to have Pledge put this on a poll. The Spurs have 10 games remaining, and as I look at the 10 games remaining, there's only one team that, is in the playoffs. Now, there's some play-in teams, but only one team that is currently in the playoffs right now, and that's the Denver Nuggets. So you might say the Spurs have a pretty easy schedule to finish out the season, the last 10 games. Does the easy schedule that the Spurs have for the remaining regular season affect their preparation for the playoffs? We're going to talk about that when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55+ plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of Essentials Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing. Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a cybersecurity engineer at a publicly traded company.
We've been hacked! They're through our firewall!
How is that even possible?
They got my password.
Please don't tell me your password was password.
It's actually password 1.
This is your job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-793-8074 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 893-8074. What do you have to lose? Call 800-793-8074. Again, 800-793-8074.
Think about this. In 2006, $20,000 equaled roughly 33 ounces of gold at the spot price. At today's prices, those 33 ounces would be worth over $150,000. Smart Americans diversify a portion of their savings into precious metals. That's why I buy gold from Birch Gold Group. It's a crucial part of my balanced strategy. Gives me peace of mind given all the events that could impact the U.S. economy. See if holding gold in a tax-sheltered retirement account is right for you too. Birch Gold can help you convert an existing IRA or 401k into an IRA in gold. Just text my name, Dan, to the number 989898 to receive your free info kit on gold. There's no obligation, just useful information. With an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and tens of thousands of happy customers, let Birch Gold help you diversify with gold. Now that's peace of mind. Text Dan to 989898. Again, text my name, Dan, to the number 989898 today. Message and data rates apply.
Attention coaches, educators, and booster clubs. Need a fundraiser that's different from the rest? With Gardenville, supporters purchase something they already need. High quality, locally sourced mulch and compost. Your organization earns money on every sale. Real products, real value, with support from Gardenville to keep it simple. Ready to grow your fundraiser? Visit garden-ville.com/fundraising. That's garden-ville.com/fundraising.
Hornitos 100% agave tequila isn't for the few, but for the many. To pour with friends and friends of friends. For you, for me, for everyone. Hornitos, the tequila de todos.
100% agave tequila for 100% of tequila lovers. Hornitos Tequila, 40% alcohol volume, 2026 Salsa Tequila Import Company, Chicago, Illinois.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Thursday on the Morning Huddle, we've made it. The Sweet 16 gets underway. University of Texas and University of Houston in action.
It's a game day, baseball in hand. How are the Astros going to do? We'll talk baseball for a minute anyway, but oh my goodness, it is all basketball. Get here early. The party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe.
Back here on a hump day on the Blitz. I'm Joe Reinagle. He's Jason Minix. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Happy to have you along on this Wednesday afternoon. Just some business to take care of before we get in there.
Yeah.
The after party for our golf tournament on Monday is going to be at the Hangar Bar.
The Hangar Bar on Petranco.
Yes.
Which is close to the golf club at Texas.
And you don't have to play in the golf tournament to come out to the Hangar Bar and hang out with us. We're going to do the show from there, 2 to 6, obviously. And so come on out and make plans to hang with us at the Hangar Bar on Petranco on Monday, our golf after party. It's going to be a lot of fun.
And again, if you don't play in the golf tournament, you still can come to the after party.
Yes.
You could still win some of the great prizes and enjoy some of the samples from our friends from Flight by Yingling.
Yes, Beer Santa will be in attendance.
Real quick before we get into the Spurs exhibition game tonight, Adam Schefter tweeted a little bit ago that the site for Super Bowl LXIII is set to be voted on at next week's NFL owners meetings.
Which Super Bowl is that?
2029. Well, it's going to be 63, sir.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just saying.
Did you know?
Well, no, I didn't. But when you're spouting off XXIII,
that's what it says. LXIII.
Well, yeah,
a little Aussie.
Nobody knew what the hell you were talking about.
I mean, the Romans did. It's their numbers.
Do we have Romans out there?
I'm sure. This is significant because next year's in L.A., or this year's in L.A., on ESPN, their first ever, if you haven't noticed that watching ESPN. Then it goes to Atlanta. And there was a lot of talk that it could circle back around to Dallas. It looks like Las Vegas is going to end up with Super Bowl 63 in 2029. In fact, Shefty tweets, it's a matter of formality.
Interesting. Well, I mean, Vegas was good.
Vegas was.
Enjoyed that.
I mean, there are a couple of days in traffic where you realize Vegas can do anything, but even this is a bit of a bleep show. But with getting the World Cup in the gazillion World Cup games, in the way that stadium is up there in Arlington, and I just got to believe, I can't believe they're still penalizing Jerry for the weather that happened, and that is a big part of it. And maybe when North Texas bids or however that process works, they still don't have enough ice trucks to make the NFL feel comfortable because that was a disaster. But that doesn't happen every year.
Well, I'm just curious. It gets cold in Atlanta, does it not?
But they're prepared for it. In fact, when we were at the Super Bowl in Atlanta, we had some disastrous weather, and we had a lovely hotel. I mean, a lovely hotel. In fact, that might have been why we decided to start going the Airbnb route, because of this lovely hotel that was about 40 minutes from Atlanta. Now, there's a great bar there called the Montana Bar.
40 minutes.
On a map.
Wow.
And then you add in the snow and the ice, and we ended up leaving the car and taking the train.
I don't blame you.
And parking was like $90. It was not good, but at least when they had the bad weather, they were prepared for it. Minnesota was prepared for it. Dallas wasn't, all the way back for Super Bowl 45. And it kind of feels like, and they set the record. They had the issues with the seats and all that kind of stuff. But honestly, a lot of the talk in San Francisco was that Dallas was going to get one in the next rotation. Maybe it'll be, and while Jerry is still alive. So now you got to, I mean.
They wait till 2030.
I mean.
You never know.
It's another year.
You never know.
So yeah, just since Shefty's tweeting that, and we mentioned World Cup.
Yeah.
Nope.
Well, interesting. Next year's L.A. though, right?
Next year is L.A.
Back in L.A.
Then Atlanta.
Then Atlanta, yeah.
And then Las Vegas.
All right.
And I like it when it's on the West Coast because we work noon to 4.
I
say we work noon to 4. We work a lot more than that, boss. But we're on the air from noon to 4.
Yes, we are. But it's kind of nice because when we're off the air at 4 o'clock, we're pretty much off for the most part.
Oh no, there's parties to go to.
Well, that's
work.
Yeah. I like the way you think, Minix. I do.
Anytime you're out there.
Uh-huh.
I mean, if you're not working, you can't expense it.
Well,
so
that's very true.
You talk business, right?
Yeah.
We talk football,
Always.
Right? That's work.
Always. Yeah, I see where you're coming from. I'm getting the hang of this thing now.
That move.
Yes. Spurs do play tonight. They are in Memphis to take on the Grizzlies. Just a ridiculous. Spurs are 16.5-point favorites, and I don't think that's enough. Depending on what the Spurs want to do. I think they can make the final score, I think, pretty much whatever they want to make it because they're playing a G League team for all intents and purposes. So, I don't know. Another chance for Wemby to show off and show out.
He's got to continue to dominate to win MVP.
Uh-huh.
He can't have a bad game. Down the stretch, especially after he eloquently laid out why he should win MVP yesterday. Or 2 nights ago. He was very eloquent.
Very eloquent.
Very eloquent.
And prepared.
That was just off the top of his head.
Yeah, sure it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
The Spurs have to win out. And he has to dominate. But when I look at the Spurs winning out, here's one of the concerns. And Joe and I were talking about this in the office earlier. The Spurs could win out.
They could.
Their next 10 games, their final 10 games, they have one playoff team on the schedule.
That's it.
One playoff team.
Now, they do have some play-in teams, but officially in the playoffs, the only one there right now is the Denver Nuggets. And they do play them twice, but the final game of the season is probably not going to mean anything to anybody.
And if it means anything to anybody, it's going to only mean something to the Denver Nuggets if they are trying to get the 3 or hold off and stay at the 4, whatever it is. But 4 or 5 isn't going to make that much of a difference. But you look at the Spurs right now; they've won 6 in a row. Mm-hmm. They could end the season on a 16-game win streak.
They could,
and the hype going into the playoffs. But when you look at the brutality of their schedule, are they going to be tested? Are they going to be playoff ready? Should there be a concern for you as a Spur fan not to be overconfident because, man, they're playing great basketball right at the right time? Are they? I mean, they're playing a bunch of teams that are ready for Cancun.
Well, the next 3 are Memphis, Milwaukee, and Chicago, all out of the playoffs and no chance to get into the playoffs. So the next 3 games should be 3 wins for sure. Then you've got the Warriors on the road. They're a 10th seed right now. Clippers on the road. Now, the Clippers, I will say, have given the Spurs fits. They're in the 8th seed. Then you got at Nuggets on the 4th seed. So the Clippers-Nuggets little stretch there, both of those games on the road could be difficult. Then they come back home for Philly, the Dallas Mavericks, who are Portland Trailblazers, I should say, who are the 9th seed. Mavericks are out, and then the Nuggets again. But I really don't expect that game against the Nuggets. Certainly it's not going to mean anything for the Spurs, I wouldn't think.
No, and again, I think unless Oklahoma City trips up, and they don't look like they will, the Spurs are going to be the 2 seed. So even if they lose one of these nothing games, it ain't the end of the world. But you talk about readiness, playoff readiness, going through some battles. Now, they've had some of those games. You know, the big comebacks against the Clippers, the games against Phoenix. But by the time the playoffs start, I mean, they're kind of coasting right now. Remember your senior year of high school? You know, I don't know, around February, you just went into cruise control mode?
I did that my freshman year, basically.
Wow.
So, yeah, I mean,
true. But it is, to me, something to pay attention to, something that Mitch Johnson and that coaching staff have to pay attention to. Because I have a feeling that the little practice time that they get between now and the playoffs should be a lot more intense and a lot more physical than any of the games they have coming up.
Well, and it's interesting you say that because after tonight's game, they've got 2 days off before they play Milwaukee on Saturday. So it's going to be interesting to see for a number of reasons. One, how does Mitch Johnson handle it? This is his first time around, his first time managing a team going into the playoffs, and how do you want them to be as they head into the playoffs? So it's going to be interesting to see how he plays his guys and what does he do. I think we've already seen a little bit of that, reduced minutes for some of the starters and just opening up the bench a little bit more. And he's certainly going to be able to do that tonight if that's what he wants to do. And probably against Milwaukee and Chicago both. So, but that's what I'm watching for as the season goes on, is how Mitch Johnson handles his rotation. How many minutes does Wemby play? Fox is already out, and I have a feeling Fox is out just because, well, he just didn't want to play tonight.
Or they didn't want him to.
Or they didn't want him to play tonight.
It's the balancing of rest.
Yes.
But also readiness, both physically and mentally. That is our poll question on our YouTube page. Go to YouTube, search out San Antonio Sports Star. Will the Spurs' easy schedule hamper them going into the playoffs? Right now, and it's been up for 1 minute, 62% say no. You guys aren't worried.
Not worried at all. 38% of you are a little bit worried as we head into the playoffs. So go there and vote. Kind of interesting to see that. But Minix and I just thought that was when you look at this schedule, it's certainly not hard. And the Spurs can't fall.
It's hard. Yeah, it's definitely hard.
They're not going to fall to the 3 seed. They're going to stay at number 2 at the very worst, unless they can manage to catch OKC. But let us know what you think there on our poll on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. When we come back, we're going to switch gears and talk a little Cowboys football with our good buddy, RJ Ochoa. Bloggin the boys. He joins us next here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
But first, let me tell you about Synergenics and Low T Center, where you can get TRT customized to your body. You see, at Synergenics, they deliver hormone therapy built around the individual. That means you. It's not a standard protocol. Not everybody gets the same dosage. See, every treatment plan is customized based on comprehensive lab work, symptoms, and provider evaluation. Then ongoing adjustments designed to keep patients optimized safely over time. See, unlike telehealth middlemen, Synergenics operates as a vertically integrated medical practice, from diagnostics and provider oversight to treatment management and ongoing optimization. Patients receive coordinated care designed for long-term results. So if you're not feeling like you and you want to get back to feeling like yourself again, if you've been dealing with low energy, gained a little weight, your drive isn't what it used to be, it's time to get your testosterone levels checked. And you can do that by getting a free T-test at Synergenics and Low T Center, where they offer also medically guided peptide and metabolic therapies that can support recovery, sleep quality, body composition, healthy aging, and weight management. And at Synergenics and Low T Center right now, that T-test for men, absolutely free. For ladies, hormone testing, $200 off. Right now, just $99. So do yourself a favor and book that initial appointment now. Go to lowtcenter.com or synergenics.com, SYNERGENX.com.
Plenty happening in the NFL on this Hump Day Wednesday, including the Dallas Cowboys. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagle. He is Jason Minix.
Let's talk some Cowboys football with our good friend RJ Ochoa, bloggintheboys.com. Joining us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line. And RJ, I actually want to start with the Cowboys and Jerry Jones not getting, apparently, the Super Bowl in 2029. Adam Schefter tweeting out that it's only a, quote, matter of formality that Las Vegas will get the Super Bowl in 2029. I'm sure you heard while in San Francisco covering Super Bowl 60 that a lot of people thought that that Super Bowl after L.A., Atlanta, Dallas was in the mix to get that one. Do you think Jerry's really bummed today to find out that it's going back to Vegas?
Yeah, I think, it's strange to see the Cowboys so punished. I wasn't at Super Bowl 45, but I know that you were running around and skating for your life, Jason. I don't know what you were doing then, Joe. I don't know if you were still complaining about Whataburgers and jalapenos. But,
probably.
I mean, it's crazy to think that will be when AT&T Stadium, Cowboys Stadium, whatever you want to call it, will be 20 years old. I mean, and it set the sort of template for what we've seen from these brand new stadiums. If you build a stadium, the NFL will give you a Super Bowl, and we will now have seen multiple stadiums be announced, be built, and hosted multiple Super Bowls all in the stand in question. And so it's amazing that at the time of Super Bowl 45, Vegas was still this taboo idea for the NFL, and it will now have gotten 2 Super Bowls while Jerry Jones continues to wait. But shout out to the ice storm and the seating fiasco.
You know, it's really hard to believe that Jerry World's already 20 years old.
Mm-hmm.
That is incredible. Time flies, man.
But it is so nice. And we were talking earlier, RJ, because you were with us at the Super Bowl in Atlanta when we had that wonderful hotel a gazillion miles outside of the city. And the weather there for a couple days sucked with snow and ice. And yet Atlanta is getting one. So it can't be the weather that's really keeping North Texas from getting another Super Bowl.
Well, the Atlanta Super Bowl was a year after they literally put it in Minnesota, right? Like, if they're afraid of weather, you know what I mean? Like, they clearly didn't act that way with regards to Super Bowl 52. I think it has to be relative to the seating fiasco, the ticket fiasco. I mean, that's only really ever happened once in NFL history. I don't know that it matters that it was between 2 marquee franchises, right? Like, it was the Green Bay Packers and the Pittsburgh Steelers, but it's clearly not an ergonomic issue. I mean, the building is hosted. Like, what has it not hosted? You know what I mean? What event possible after this summer? It will have literally hosted World Cup games and World Cup matches, and so it has checked every single possible box. The NFL's insistence on denying it over and over again remains kind of bewildering because Dallas and the Fort Worth area, the Metroplex, is substantial. It's just it left a bad taste in other people's mouths.
Well, that's too bad. From what I hear, then San Francisco should never get another one either because apparently it was awful.
Oh God, no.
So
I mean, I've been fortunate to do a couple of these, obviously, and I'm incredibly grateful to you both and to Rob and to the station at large. And my favorite that I've ever been a part of was actually my first, and it was in Houston. Just because everything was walking distance, and I've never been to a Super Bowl in Indianapolis, but those types of settings, those types of towns where you can walk to everything and everything is all compact in downtown, it's wonderful. That's what sucked about San Francisco is you had to take an Uber to even just go to the bathroom, basically.
Well, it'll be interesting to see, and Jerry deserves one, and hopefully he gets one before, while he's still above ground.
Jerry needs a lot of people to defend him, Joe. I'm glad you're here to do this. Good for you, man.
Well, he's Executive of the Year, RJ. Come on. I mean, I got to defend my guy. RJ, what are your thoughts on now that all this has come out about the Max Crosby offers that the Cowboys made, apparently, at least reportedly, and are you surprised that the Raiders didn't jump on the second one, especially?
I think that I would be happy if the Cowboys had pulled off any of those deals. I think the second one, obviously it was unfortunate that they had to go from the 20th overall pick to the 12th overall pick. It is interesting that, because I think you can make an argument that the Cowboys' second-round draft pick, which would have all in all likelihood been next year. They don't have one this year, obviously. But that if you're another team, you might rather have Dallas' second-round pick next year and pick 20 this year than Baltimore's first next year. I mean, I think we all believe that Baltimore is more likely to have success than Dallas is. I mean, we can debate the specifics of that. So I do think that it was interesting that the Raiders turned that down. I think that my long-term takeaway from all of it is that this offer is why Osa Odighizuwa is in San Francisco, speaking of, because the moment it got out that he was involved in trade negotiations and trade discussions, the Cowboys had to move him one way or another. I don't say this in any sort of like conspiratorial way. I think it made sense for Dallas to move him, obviously, but I think that it became very, very, very obvious. There were obviously reports coming out of DFW that Osa's name was being thrown out, that even though this deal did not happen, it maybe tipped over the can of worms too much relative to Osa specifically to where Dallas had to make a move.
RJ Ochoa, bloggintheboys.com with us here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. I think it also kind of indicates to me, based on what Jerry said in Indianapolis about the financial impact of having 2 first-round picks in one draft, that I'm convinced they're not going to use both. They're going to trade one of them, and likely the 20th, although it could be the 12th if the offer is right. But I'd be stunned at this point if the Cowboys did draft 2 players at 12 and at 20.
Yeah, I think, as we get closer, the consensus board starts to kind of become clearer and clearer and clearer, and it's really difficult to see the Cowboys walking away with help at the position where they most need it, at linebacker. And so you can argue that getting out makes a lot of sense. I think it made more sense before the Osa trade because they didn't have any day 2 picks. That was what I wanted them to do all along, was to pick up some capital. But at the very least, they have some pocket change now. And so I think you're right. And I would love for them to, there are a lot of permutations you can come up with, obviously. But if you told me they traded out of 12 and picked up, a second or a third-round pick this year and a future first, a future second, I know that's a hard thing to do, is to ask people to be patient, but that would go a long way. Recall, I know you two do, but they don't have multiple first-round picks anymore next year because they dealt away the better of them to the Jet and Quinnen Williams trade. And so if you can continue to rob Peter, who cares about Peter? We're interested in paying Paul. I mean, that's what we're after here. And if you can continue to amass assets in that regard, I would love that. And look, the board's going to go the way it goes. I just wrote something about maybe offense makes sense 20 in a way that it was hard to conceive of at the beginning of the draft process, because you might be wiped out on defense at 20 overall. And you run those risks when you roll those dice. And that's why you have to use free agency to stock your coverage so you aren't caught with your pants down. But right now the Cowboys do have their pants around their ankles at linebacker at the very least.
Well, how would you feel about this, RJ? And I bring this up, and I'm sincere in wanting your opinion on this. If the Cowboys need a linebacker and they want to get a young guy that is something, how would you feel about maybe trading both of your first-round picks to move up to, say, 3 or 4?
Yeah, I think that's dumb. I don't want anything to do with that. I appreciate your sincerity, and I have some, in reciprocation for you. You just get so few opportunities to have this opportunity, right? Like, you don't get a chance to have multiple top 20 picks all the time. And so you do have to, you have some sort of obligation to stretch that out as far as you can. That isn't to say that you must, right? Like, you don't ever want to go into it and say, we absolutely have to do this. You want to be flexible at the very end of everything. But as great as you think somebody like Buddy Styles is, if that's the dude who you're going up to get, I just think that that's not a luxury this team can afford. And that isn't necessarily being win now or long term or all in or bust the budget or whatever stupid idiom we're slapping on tumblers these days. It's just a matter of what is the middle of the Venn diagram, and the two sides being responsibility and opportunity. And you have to find that perfect sweet spot. And I just can't envision a world where dealing both of those picks is that middle.
RJ Ochoa, bloggintheboys.com. And that same theory, trading 12 and 20 up to number 3. Pro Football Focus had a mock draft this week where they had them doing that to take Jeremiah Love, which is dumb. Although John Machota has a article today in The Athletic, top 25 potential players. The only offensive player in the top 20 is Jeremiah Love at number 9. Brian Schottenheimer yesterday at the UT Pro Day said something along the lines of, they've done so much in free agency that they're not going to have to stretch. They can go BPA if that is an offensive player. That's what they're going to do.
Yeah, I mean, look, if Jeremiah Love makes it to 12, if he just naturally falls, right? Like that's why you do your homework, right? That's why you check in. You simply do never know. And I would imagine that he is, on their overall board very, very, very high. I mean, he's an incredibly talented player. And you do want to leave yourself options. The most, prominent is from 6 years ago when, no way CeeDee Lamb could be there at 17. You're dreaming, you're stupid, you're dumb, it's impossible. And then he's there, and all of a sudden, you show us who you really are. That's what was so exciting about that, was that, okay, are you going to force an issue because of a positional need, or are you going to be the team that actually does what you say and take the best player available on the board? Because at the time it was obviously CeeDee. And so if that happens naturally with Jeremiah Love, hell yeah, you figure it out, right? Like, who cares what Javonte thinks down the road? But it isn't very practical, and I don't like to get in the business of saying anybody stinks, but I think the folks at PFF do fantastic work generally. This was weird. This was a little like, what are you thinking? There's nobody with an even irrational mind who thinks that this is remotely close to being possible. Again, it's enough of a far-fetched thing to ask if they would seriously take him at 12, let alone to package the 2 first-round picks and jump up to do it.
Yeah, I just don't see that happening. But again, it's Jerry Jones, and who knows? Well, either way, so you don't trade your 2 firsts to go get a linebacker early. You keep that, or you trade down, or whatever. You still have a hole at the linebacker position, RJ. What the hell are you going to do about it?
If I had to guess, I would say that these conversations, as we noted, feel very similar to wide receiver last year, right? And we were, approaching the draft saying, okay, it's got to be Ted McMillan, it's got to be Matthew Golden. And the evaluation that the public had on Matthew Golden was clearly very different, than what NFL teams and front offices did because of how far he slipped in the first round. And I think you could look at his rookie season and say that was justified. But Ted McMillan didn't make it to them. And so they said, well, crap, it sucks. Our guy didn't make it. So what do we do? They did not force a wide receiver, obviously. And then they called the rainy day fund. When the draft was over, they called the Pittsburgh Steelers and they dealt a future pick to get George Pickens. And I would imagine that that's the get-out-of-jail-free card that they're kind of burning, or that is burning on their pocket right now. They have to have some deal in mind. I would imagine deals A, B, and C in the event that, situations A, B, and C unfold. That would be the responsible way to go about it. And I recognize that I'm giving them some benefit of the doubt that they maybe don't deserve. But they know better than us how poor their linebacker group is right now. I mean, it's depending on DeMarvion Overshown at the moment. And with all due respect, that's an irresponsible way to go about it.
I totally agree. I agree. But of some of the names recently tied to potential trades to the Dallas Cowboys, the one that I'm most interested in is Jordan Brooks. What would be fair compensation in your mind to trade for Jordan Brooks ahead of the draft, not after?
I think it's probably that Osa pick, 92 overall, that you got from San Francisco. I mean, it hasn't been around long, and it really would suck, as noted, for them to not pick at all on day 2. But that's why I know your question was before the draft, and I want to be clear, that's my answer. Is you send that 3rd-round pick, number 92, so it's effectively an even Steven Osa Biggie Zua for Jordan Brooks trade, and I think everybody would be very happy with that. And then, because you've now fulfilled the need, because you aren't pigeonholed anywhere, you aren't painted into any kind of corner, then when, the 11th pick is turned in and you're on the clock at 12 and you are kind of wiped out, nothing feels incredibly satisfactory. Maybe somebody believes Dan Orlovsky and that Ty Simpson is amazing and he's on the board and you can pick up the phone and trade out and pick up your haul and replenish that 3rd-round pick that you dealt away. I mean, that's the importance of doing it before the draft, obviously. But I think that's probably, the most practical price that you would have to pay for Jordan Brooks specifically.
So as we sit here today, RJ, and just assume the Cowboys keep 12 and 20, and I know we've been talking about if there's an offensive guy that falls to them, they'll take them. But in a real world, as far as I'm concerned, because they need defensive players still, where do they go? I see a lot of mock drafts now having them taking a cornerback, the kid out of Tennessee. Do you see it falling like that? Is cornerback a number 12 pick as far as you're concerned?
Yeah, Jermon McCoy, for what it's worth, his teammates, his fellow corner in Knoxville is probably going in the first round, Colton Hood. He was a hot name mock to the Cowboys early in the process, but Jermon McCoy is the big name to know. And the situation with him is he's come off of an ACL tear. Now, granted, it happened well in the rearview mirror at this point, but the Cowboys have said, and it could be gamesmanship. They could change their mind. We all know that they operate, kind of, to the beat of whatever drum is pounding that day. But they have said that they don't want to go down that road, that they don't want to spend these premium assets on, I don't want to call them redshirt players, but players who obviously need some time and are coming back from situations. And that does, whether fair or not, apply to Jermon McCoy. I think that in a perfect world, Mansour Delane, the corner out of LSU, is the person who's available at 12. And you fix your secondary right away. And there's not going to be a real linebacker, option. C.J. Allen out of Georgia is kind of the most chalk, practical option at 20. But I think it's pretty consensus that would be a bit of a reach. And you certainly don't want to do it. You certainly don't want to spend a top 20 pick on a dude just because you get position filled. And so you want that flexibility, which is why, to Jason's point, getting a trade for linebacker done before the draft would do well. But barring any kind of crazy, situation where some sort of skill position or offensive tackle who just falls and falls and falls and falls, if they do sit and pick, I imagine it will probably be a corner and pass rusher, or just, pick your flavor of the day.
RJ Ochoa, bloggingtheboys.com. Read them and watch them on all their platforms and on all the socials at RJ Ochoa. RJ, always appreciate it, my friend.
I love you both, and I hope you each have a wonderful day.
Rare that he's got nothing.
That was rare, yes.
See, we brought up Atlanta, and he's thinking back to his time at this great bar called the Montana.
Montana.
Yes.
Yeah, when Rob broke the glass.
Rob breaks the glass everywhere. It was you so drunk you were doing karaoke, let's be honest.
Well, this time around we can go to Magic City.
We could.
We could, right?
Could.
Have some wings.
For the wings.
Yes, of course.
Just for the wings.
I mean, I had wings at Montana's for what it's worth. It was an incredible establishment. I guess to leave on a positive note, I hope you each do your own karaoke before the night is over, and I hope that Joe's song is Shania Twain's "Man, I Feel Like a Woman," an incredible ballad.
Not opposed to that, RJ. Not opposed at all.
Goodbye, Earl.
Good
Talk to you later. The great RJ Ochoa from bloggingtheboys.com on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond online, buyersbarricades.com.
Interesting stuff, and the Cowboys obviously have a lot of options still to go. Some holes to fill, but I think a lot of options at this point in time, and I think they're in a much better position than they have been over the past several years. So it's going to be fun when the draft comes up next month, and it's going to be fun to see what they do, if anything, before the draft. So we'll continue to talk Cowboys for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, they're nonstop.
Nonstop.
It's almost like MVP.
Yeah. We haven't stopped that yet?
No.
I want to know. I can't wait to see. That's the most important part of tonight's press conference, is seeing Victor Wembanyama on the podium and SGA on the podium, and I think the Lakers even played tonight. So Luka on the podium, see if they get asked the same question. That's what I'm looking forward to tonight.
Give me three reasons why.
Yes, and I want Luka to be asked that, and I want SGA to be asked that as well. So, and I want to see what their answers are, and if there's a follow-up on Wemby. I don't know if you can get any better. It's kind of like making another movie after the first one was great. You don't want to screw that up. You know what I mean?
Like Ghostbusters 2?
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, that's exactly right. Hey, when we come back,
Stop.
So many things to tease here.
Just leave it at that.
Scott Van Pelt. Well, I think we know what he does in his off time.
Wow.
That's all I'm going to say. And we'll discuss that when we come back here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. Whether it's you, a family member, a friend of yours, you get arrested, you know you want to get out of jail fast. Best way to do that, call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text BAIL to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They are discreet and confidential, and open 24/7. Offices all over San Antonio and Texas. Services nationwide. So if you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
When you think San Antonio sports, think 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your home for the Cowboys. KTFM Floresville and SASportsStar.com.
Join NAW, Northwest Automotive Warehouse, the San Antonio Gunslingers, and Real Truck for a pregame tailgate party. Saturday, March 28th. Bring the family and meet the team ahead of their March 29th season opener with free food, games, and prizes. Plan your tailgating and seasonal adventures with Real Truck products like Undercover Ultraflex, Retracts, and other outdoor must-haves. Join NAW, the Gunslingers, and Real Truck for a free family event on Saturday, March 28th at Northwest Automotive Warehouse on Culebra Road. Online at nawtruckaccessories.com.
Shh, here she comes. Surprise! They sent a duplicate shipment to your flower shop. Now you have to pay for 1,000 extra carnations. Also, there's a beehive outside your store, and they're super aggressive. There's thousands of them.
Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise, saving 13% on commercial auto insurance when you pay in full.
Also, the egg salad you just ate was expired. Gross.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
The Easter Bunny? He's lost his dazzle. His tail? Flatter than a pancake.
Yeah, no more poof, see?
And those eggs? They're supposed to be spiffy, colorful, full of magic, but the trap streaky, like they've been kissed by dust bunnies.
And when the cabbage we're shelling out for eggs, they ought to be the cat's pajamas. But nope, everything's on the fritz, and we know why.
Hard water.
Nasty buildup, filmy gunk. It's giving the whole shebang the heebie-jeebies.
It needs a Connecticut. Their line electric, high-efficiency water softness make water the bee's knees. Your skin, smoother than a gangster's alibi. And eggs?
Gleaming like gold in a G-Man's pocket.
For a limited time, get a free reverse osmosis drinking station, $400 off for trade-in, and 0% interest for 12 months. Call Connecticut of San Antonio and the Hill Country, 210-656-PURE. That's 210-656-PURE.
It's a limited time, so hop to it, see?
License number 38961.
Most of the time, La Playa sounds like this. For some, La Playa also sounds like this.
30, the 20, the 10.
But no matter what, this is our Playa. Corona, La Playa awaits. Relax responsibly. Corona Extra Beer, imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
As a social influencer, my days can be busy. 4 a.m., I hit the gym. 4:32, protein smoothie. 5:08, save time and money bundling my home and auto insurance with Progressive. Wait, if I bundle and save time, what would I do then? Just sit here and reflect? Like, why am I qualified to influence anyone? And how those weights are hollow? And half of my followers are bots.
You could save time and money bundling your home and auto when you switch to Progressive. It's one less thing to worry about during your already busy day. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Ahoy, matey! Is that a new phone? Aye, Captain, that's my new Samsung Galaxy S25 FE. You must have paid a pretty doubloon for that. Nay, 'twas zero down from Cricket Wireless. So, you plundered it. Nay, again, 'tis a monthly payment plan with BreadPay. You're shivering me timbers. I shiver you not. Me first payment is next month. Aye, that's not a plunder. That's a steal.
Get a new Samsung Galaxy S25 FE for $0 down when you pay over time with BreadPay. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Subject to approval of credit application. BreadPay loans are made by Comenity Capital Bank and Bread Financial Company.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Looks like there's going to be a couple of more teams in the NBA. The league's Board of Governors approved expansion bids and applicants exclusively in Las Vegas and Seattle. Well, after getting bounced early in the tournament, the North Carolina Tar Heels are looking for a new head coach. They have officially parted ways with Hubert Davis after 5 seasons in Chapel Hill.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
On a hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Happy hump day, everybody. Hope you're having a great hump day, whatever you're doing, however you're doing it. We're just happy that you're here with us on the Blitz. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. He is Jason Minix, and another beautiful day in San Antonio.
It is a beautiful day.
Outstanding. Went and washed the car. It was that beautiful.
Me too.
Yeah, nothing like a clean car. It just kind of makes you feel good, right?
It does.
Right?
It does.
It's nice.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty happy about that. So I got that taken care of, and yeah, it's been a good day. My sprinkler system went off. It works great. That was something I was worried about.
Why were you worried about
Well, because it hasn't been performing like it should.
Are we talking about your
We're talking
outdoor
about the
irrigation system
yes.
or a personal issue?
No, the outdoor one.
Okay.
Not the indoor one. So, worked great. I'm happy about that.
Breaking news, it worked great.
No.
Were you having issues?
No Karens in the neighborhood
Knocking
telling
on
me
your door?
I
You're
got
not
rivers
flooding the
running
place?
down the street. Yeah. So all good.
I'm glad
It's been a good day.
Glad you got that fixed. Took you a while to find a good sprinkler person.
Well, it did. It really did. And I'm happy that that's taken care of.
Now, we all know people, and good Lord, our good friend Matt Roy, who used to be at News Sport. He's
obviously scared of squirrels.
Yeah, obviously. Or raccoons, whatever's in his attic. He just texted me. The pest control guy was just there. They didn't find anything.
Oh.
Right? Now, they had something in their attic and in their walls for 3 days. They could hear it. And the pest control comes out there, and he said, yeah, the guy said there's nothing there. No evidence that anything was there.
Could it be something supernatural?
Good Lord.
I'm just saying.
No.
Obviously, Matt's wife is convinced that there's noise in the attic.
She posted videos where you could hear it through the wall. The guy's like, well, maybe something was on the roof. No, dude, you could tell when something's in the roof. Did he have a lazy exterminator?
No. Because I would imagine if you put a cage up there they're going to charge you more the more they have to do.
Unless he doesn't want to work. Right? I mean, yeah.
That's what the guy does.
Ain't nothing in here. Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, is it possible, this is where we need the help from the listeners, is it possible where you think you're hearing something in your above your head for a couple of days? I mean, not just for a little while and it got away, but for a couple of days. And then the pest control guy says, yeah, it must have just been on your roof.
Wow.
And because they thought it went to the walls, which I was like, dude, that's rats if it's in your walls.
Well,
a squirrel is just a big rat anyway.
Well, that's true. But so the pest guy supposedly checked for evidence of little poo pellets or something like that.
Poo pellets, yes.
Yeah. I mean, rats leave that stuff around.
Well, rats, everything. It's been up there for a couple of days. And George said when they walked the dog earlier, she saw a raccoon. She's like, that was him. that was him. They had a stare off.
Well, that's an interesting ongoing thing. Now, if they both come home tonight and they're sound asleep in the middle of the night and they hear something in their attic, it's time to hire a new pest control guy.
I'm trying to think. I might call and get a second opinion.
I might do that too.
And they rent, so it's not like it's on their dime. I think the landlord's paying for that.
Maybe it's the landlord to tell them that there's nothing up there.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
Yeah. I don't know. Interesting.
Hey, Billy, go check that out. Don't find anything.
Yeah.
Okay, boss.
I don't know. Well, the story goes on then because, I just we'll see what they hear tonight.
The guy said, I didn't see any hole. All right, well, check the eaves in your roof because I don't know. You hear something for a couple of days.
There's something up there.
There's something up there.
Yes. Huh.
Well, and the fact that she videoed and you could hear it.
I hope that Matt keeps us up to date on what's happening.
I really don't give a damn.
I'm interested. I'm interested.
I'd much rather hear about that. I saw another friend on social media. She found a coral snake in her closet.
No kidding. Where does she live? In San Antonio?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I don't want any part of that. And if it's in the closet, there's a chance it came through the toilet.
The toilet or your the air conditioning vent. There's ways snakes can get in. They're following water.
I've told you that's my biggest fear. Be sitting on the pot and a snake crawls up your butt. I mean, seriously, that's like and what do you do?
Well, pucker. Poop. Defense mechanism.
Holy cow.
Blow it away.
That's a nightmare.
You watch too many bad movies.
That's a nightmare, dude.
Although, there was at Shirts, before they rebuilt their stadium over there, when you did a game over at Clemens, they had a stick in the bathroom, and you would have to rustle that through the toilet just to make sure there were no snakes in there.
See?
Before. Yeah.
You see that?
I mean, yeah, it could happen.
Dude, it could happen.
Mm-hmm.
Always flush first and then sit. Dude, that's a nightmare scenario to have a snake while you're sitting there, looking at reels or whatever the hell you're looking at, and just been minding your own business, relieving yourself, and a damn snake crawls up your butt.
Well, I would be more worried about it biting the balls, but whatever.
Well, that too. Holy cow.
Look down to admire your work and go, man, that's moving. Oh, my God. Let's do the Headline Blitz.
Woo.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. Brought to you by Novu Brazil Brewery in North Star Mall. Two guys, two opinions, never enough time.
Speaking of squirrels, not in the attic, but in the parks getting high, there's a vaping problem among squirrels.
It's a crazy story, and apparently this story comes from the UK. And I guess vaping is a really big deal over there. And people leave their vapes there, and according to the article, the squirrels smell the vape aroma and think it's some kind of food.
Uh-huh.
So they're eating these things.
Mm-hmm.
Or getting high or whatever the hell they're doing. But, yeah, you see there's pictures, and it looks like a squirrel is vaping.
Mm-hmm.
It's the damnedest thing I've ever seen.
It almost looks AI.
Well, it almost does. But I think this was a reputable article.
Good enough. Good enough. Did you watch Scott Van Pelt's Sports Center last night?
I did not.
I mean, I didn't think we were at the part of the sports calendar where you're doing segments on what are real TV shows and what aren't. But, I mean, some of these TV shows, you have to go, is that real or is that fake?
Be the thing. Nope. Big trick. Come on. Again, what is that
TV
on?
shows. It's real.
What is that on Brazzers?
Easy.
What's that even? I don't know. I heard it was a thing.
Internet.
So the cameraman knows, apparently. I'll ask him.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Scott.
No, I'm curious because we missed the first part of that. Pledge hit it from the beginning.
Furries in a hurry's got to be the thing.
Nope.
Big trick. Come on.
The TV show names: Furries in a Hurry or Big Trick Energy.
And he said that must be a show on Brazzers?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what that is?
Yes, I do. And so does
Well,
Scott,
I like porn.
Apparently. Interesting.
He tried to play it off.
Well, he
Did
tried.
I really just say that?
I don't know what that is either. It just came up, so to speak.
It's hard. Yeah, it's definitely hard.
Unplug it, maybe.
Oh, yeah. That's one of those slips of the tongue that
Unintended.
you want to bring it right back in immediately.
You know, I've been a very loyal Southwest Airlines guy for a long time, and was a very happy Southwest customer for a long time. But, you know, with all the changes that they've had, and my experiences since the changes haven't been awful, except for the overhead compartment part, but for the most part, hard to complain. And when you look at rewards programs, because we have the companion pass, None of the other airlines have anything close to that. But like this past weekend, I took American to North Carolina because it was, better route.
Right.
But kind of like a lot of loyal Southwest people, we're now looking. We're flirting with the other airlines just to see what the options are because, well, I mean, you spend a lot of time with the loyalty, and now they're saying, yeah, screw you guys, right? And so you're kind of open to see what some of the other airlines have, and I went American, but United. I know people with Delta. Everybody likes them for a variety of reasons. Most of them are going to be because of the routes and the cost. Well, Southwest is no longer necessarily cost-effective compared to the others. So where it used to be a couple $100 cheaper, but now it's not. In some cases, it's even more. So there's no point of being loyal to an airline except for the rewards program that you're really what you're loyal to. Not the airline, it's the rewards.
Right.
United yesterday announced a relax row. You can buy the whole damn row. It's got leg rest to come up. Then they give you a mattress. You can lay down.
It's a bed.
Yeah.
And, when I'm reading this, there's all kinds of things that pop. You talk about the Mile High Club. I mean, they need to start putting curtains on these rows.
Well, that's for the more expensive seats in the front.
Well, maybe so, but it literally makes a bed. Now, I would imagine it's pricey.
Well, you got to essentially buy 3 seats.
You got to buy 3 seats. Now, if you got a family, though, and with kids, that might be good. You'd put them down for a nap and chill.
If you're on a long enough flight.
Sure.
That would make sense. But just some of the other options. The other thing that United said that they were doing is, outlets for all your devices in every seat, monitors, TV monitors in every seat. So you're not trying to look at your phone or your iPad or whatever. It's just built. They're doing all kinds of upgrades to say, hey, come over here.
Well, I think it's necessary to do that. A lot of competition. Now, my brother loves United.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much all he flies.
And I think AJ is a pretty loyal United guy. I know some that are Delta, American. I mean, which one is the best out there?
I think you said you hit the nail on the head earlier. It depends on what's the quickest route, and is the price comparable at least. I don't know.
But there are times where you're willing to pay more just because of the rewards you're getting. So you kind of you pick one and you kind of stick with it if you can. Now I know there are some people that fly so much for business that it becomes route and cities and where they're going, but they've got status in all of them because, quite frankly, it's the perks that you get when you fly more than 3, 4, 5 times a year where it certainly makes it worth it.
Well, dude, my son-in-law has to go to Singapore like 5 times a year. And he flies United, and he's like got status out the
gazillion miles because it's the upgrades. Like on my American, they're like, hey, do you want to upgrade to first class? It'd be $600 and some odd dollars. The flight was $700. No, where if you had a little status, you'd have got that for free.
Yes, you would have. I don't know.
It basically tells you that.
I don't think it's going to be very difficult to beat that companion pass on Southwest.
True.
I mean, if you're flying solo, it doesn't do you any good. But if you've got your wife with you, it's 2 for 1.
Well, and that's why we're able to fly so many places because of the companion pass. That the cost of the ticket is not a deterrent in are we going to go on this trip, because if it's $400, it's $400, not $800. If it's $500, it's $500, not $1,000. So it's $11.20 for taxes.
It's a hell of a deal.
But I kind of like a lot of Southwest people that have been loyal for years. I'm willing to change.
You're willing to be wooed.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. How about that?
You want to read about Live Golf?
Never thought.
Your favorite?
I'm just happy
they're getting sued.
They're getting sued by a vodka distillery. Apparently, and I can't remember. It has to do with the LIV. Apparently, this vodka thing is suing them for trademark rights and all that. I hope they sue the pants off of them.
Long Island Distillery, and because Live Golf is now trying to get into spirits and clothing, they're saying, all right, when you're Live Golf and just doing golf, not much we can do. But now that you're trying to sell some alcohol with the Live logo on it and clothes, We've had this since the early 2000s.
Well, good. I hope they sue the pants off of them.
Yep.
I really, well, they don't wear pants anyway. I hope they sue the shorts off of them.
I think Live Golf has enough money.
Jeez. Yeah, they got plenty of money. That's for sure. Tommy Tuberville used to be a coach, a football coach, and he's trying to do something about the transfer portal, more so than NIL at this point in time. He's introduced a bill. He is a senator now, and has introduced a bill that he's trying to get passed that might help with the transfer portal a little bit. We're talking about it when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The Headline Blitz is brought to you by Novo Brewery, San Antonio's newest sports watching destination with over 80 feet of video walls, 60 craft beers, and hard kombucha on tap. A full bar and delicious menu. Novo Brewery is attached to North Star Mall and open late hours. San Antonio's newest sports headquarters is Novo Brewery. We're talking over 80 feet of massive video walls, a lineup of craft beers, and hard kombucha on tap. Novo Brewery, juicy, thick-cut ribeye steaks, picanha prime sirloin, Brazilian empanadas, stacked burgers, and more. Novo Brewery, built for fans, friends, and full-on game day energy. Novo Brewery, attached to North Star Mall with late hours. Check out the menu and taps at novobrew.com. That's novobrew.com.
Move over, Chips. There's a new, crunchier MVP in the snack aisle. Enter pork rinds. Southern recipe pork rinds are low-carb, gluten-free, and packed with protein to keep you going. And the flavors, big, bold, crunchy. From sweet barbecue to hot honey, every bite brings that flavor-packed crunch you crave. Grab your favorites today at H-E-B or online at porkrinds.com. Southern recipe pork rinds are your snack time, crunch time hero.
Hormones can affect everything. Bad skin, bad hair, low energy, poor sleep, brain fogginess, libido, and weight gain. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, and we take a functional approach to your hormone problems. Eating right and exercise will not be beneficial without optimal hormone function. This goes for men and women. We do state-of-the-art testing to get to the root of your hormone issues and help you get well and stay well. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health. We can help. 210-468-1891.
Free products and services are the best. They're next to non-existent, though. But the next best thing does exist. Barter. Alamo Barter. Right here in San Antonio, if you have a business and provide a product or service, you can barter with hundreds of other businesses that are already members. From trips to a medical visit, restaurants, and home services, Alamo Barter is a great way for you to trade out your skills with others. Call Alamo Barter or visit them online at alamobarter.com. alamobarter.com.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Progressive knows life takes you in many directions.
Bear right at exit 32, then begin to wonder why you never bought a fish tank. In 1.3 miles, you'll realize you've been mispronouncing epitome your whole life. At the roundabout, you will remember you said something at dinner you wish you hadn't, and will think about it for decades. You have arrived at your destination, but it turns out there really is no destination, and life just keeps going.
Wherever life takes you, protect your home and auto with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Furnished by IntelliBrands.
Have you ever felt leg pain, restlessness, cramps, tingling, swelling, numbness, itchiness, or coldness? Then you need the new patented Legsercise Pro, the natural circulation booster that uses continuous automatic leg movement to soothe pain and promote healthy circulation, the natural drug-free way.
Using Legsercise made walking painless again.
Legsercise Pro's patented walking simulator propulsion technology moves your feet back and forth forth along its concave track, creating constant movement and flex at both the knee and ankle joints. It's like having a physical therapist right in your own home.
I have much less swelling and no more tingling.
Call right now and order your very own Legsercise Pro, the new proven automatic leg mover that soothes pain and naturally promotes healthy circulation. Call 800-555-1212. That's 800-555-1212. 800-555-1212 now.
These statements and products have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition.
Monday just got better. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is hosting the Spring Golf Classic After Party at the Hangar Bar and Grill on Petrenko. Party kicks off at 2 p.m. with the Blitz live on site. Big love to our tournament sponsor, Flight by Yingling, and props to our co-sponsors, Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, Jim B, and Sarah Auto Group on the Rocks Premium Cocktails, PPL Motorhomes, and Hornitos for making it happen. The Sports Star Golf Classic After Party, Monday at 2, Hangar Bar on Petrenko.
I'm AJ Hoffman from the Morning Huddle. Join me and Rob Thompson tomorrow morning at 6, your early morning wake-up call on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Little Justin Bieber going there, huh? How about that? Yeah.
That's what you know?
I'm a Biebs. Hey, Biebs.
You're Biebs.
Oh, my goodness. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe. He's Jason. Interesting stuff coming out of the federal government. I think the politicians up there are at least making an effort to try and fix the broken system in college football. Tommy Tuberville, longtime coach at Auburn, and I guess other places too.
Texas Tech.
Texas Tech.
Yeah.
But he is a senator out of
couple years
out of Alabama. Well, he had his best success at Auburn, I guess I would have to say. He's introduced a bill, and the bill is called the 5 and 5 eligibility bill. And it's designed to kind of rein in the transfer portal, not doing much for the for NIL and money, but the transfer portal.
Well, this is the part of the story that 5 years. You get 5 years for your 4 years of eligibility. I mean, I get what he's trying to do, but with all the bigger problems in college football, this feels like the low-hanging fruit one, right? And quite honestly, the way lawsuits have been, all you got to do is sue, and you're going to get that extra year of eligibility because 6 or 7. You know, this doesn't help as much with the transfer portal, which he would like there to be. You know, you get one free transfer, and we've talked about this, the idea of that. You know, your first transfer, cool. Second transfer, third transfer, you have to sit out a period of time.
A year.
I like
kind of back to where it was.
I like where Tuberville is at least introducing some stuff to keep the conversation going. And as we all know with politics, just because this was the initial bill written and submitted, all the other things that could get added in along the way, but at least it's something and it keeps the conversation going. Whether this works or not, whether it gets passed, who knows, but this would become federal law. Now, the other part of this with Tommy Tuberville, will he see it through to the end? Because apparently this dude's also going to try to run for governor of Alabama in November, which would take him out of the Senate and take him out of this part of the conversation.
Well, he's introduced the bill, and I don't know when his term is up and when he's going to run for governor. But, yeah, I mean, I think they would obviously want to put this through and try to get it through pretty quickly. Look, I like it. It's at least a start. And if it's federal law, I'm not sure how successful lawsuits would be if this does, in fact, become law. I like it because you get one free transfer. What he's trying to stop is the players that are transferring every year and going to 4 or 5 different schools, and that's what he's trying to stop with this legislation. So I think it's a good start. Whether it works or not, I don't know, but I'm happy that the fact that these lawmakers in Washington are trying to do something. Because, again, but this, I'm with you on this. I mean, the transfer portal, I think, could be solved last. I think you need to do something about the money first and foremost and put some rules and regulations on that.
Although, what if we did a little reverse thinking on this? If you stop the transfer portal without penalty, does that affect how much money is spent? You know, you look at what's going on with TCU right now. TCU lost their quarterback to Indiana. A big reason why? Indiana can pay them a lot more. So that kid Hoover's got 1 year left of eligibility, and he took the bag to go to Indiana. Now, I'm not sure if he transferred somewhere else before TCU because he was a 3-year starter at TCU. But it is kind of interesting when you think about Josh Hoover's situation, because if he wasn't allowed to transfer again, then that money doesn't escalate so much, and whatever money TCU was paying him would have to be enough. I mean, whatever agreement he had with TCU. So that could, if you aren't worried about guys transferring and playing right away, does that keep them on campus and keep them on their current deals, which in a way keeps the prices down? It's when all of a sudden you have a good year and the bidding war starts, the money gets out of control. So maybe if you do affect the transfer portal in a way, that would affect the amount of money that's out there. But you think about Josh Hoover. Sonny Dykes is not at all happy that his quarterback is bolting for Indiana. He was on with Bus and the boys, man, and surprised to hear this from a coach.
Stats are stats, and I think, you look for us, and I think Josh started 31 games here as a quarterback, and we turned the ball over 40. He turned the ball over 42 times in those 31 starts.
Wow.
Yeah, that son of a. I sure wish he was here, but now that he's gone, he was a turnover machine.
The hell with him.
And then you look it up, and 33 interceptions and lost 9 fumbles.
Wow. Well, he ought to be happy he's gone, unless he's got nobody there left. Doesn't trust anybody, but he can go rob somebody else's team.
Well, he did. They're new quarterbacks from Harvard.
Oh, they are. Oh, my God.
Harvard and TCU, same.
Well, I suppose. I think TCU might have a better football program, but same thing. And it surprises me, quite frankly, that TCU can't compete with Indiana money-wise. I mean, seriously.
Mark Cuban.
Well, there's that, but, I mean, it's TCU, for goodness sake.
Well, and the idea that because Fernando Mendoza went from Cal to Indiana, right? And then you have Sonny Dykes. When he was at Cal, he's the one that developed Jared Goff as the number 1 pick. So it's not like Hoover had to say, I got to go to find a coach that can turn me into a top draft pick like Cignetti did with Fernando Mendoza. I mean, Sonny Dykes has done that. Sonny Dykes has produced some quarterbacks through his time, so it was clearly money. And you talk about TCU, all these schools. It was UCLA the other day. Their coach only had $5 million more dollars.
Yeah.
Did you hear Kelvin Sampson as they're getting ready for a Sweet 16?
We're poor.
What?
We're poor when I got here, and we're still poor. We probably have the lowest budget of anybody in Power 4, and the way our recruiting is going, we have to stop at some point because we don't have enough money to keep bringing in really good players. And that's not easy for us to do.
Well, obviously they're doing something right at Houston because they got a damn good basketball team. So I don't know how he's getting it done, or if it's Coach Sampson himself who is making the difference or not. But, I mean, goodness gracious.
Stop. You heard of Tillman Fertitta, right?
Yeah.
Stop it.
Unless Tillman Fertitta has told the University of Houston, hey, I'm trying to buy all these casinos in Vegas. I don't know if you've seen all that with who's he trying to buy? Is it Caesars?
Wow, the whole Caesars franchise?
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. So I might not have some extra money. I to hear Calvin Sampson say he's poor, right?
Yeah,
I mean, they're going to go win the national championship this year. They were in the Final Four here in San Antonio last year. But I guess the cost of players coming up, and if he's out on the recruiting trail, seeing what the cost is going to be next year versus this year, hey, Tillman, I need an extra Go coach them up with what you got, Coach.
We're poor.
We're poor.
We're poor.
I mean, that is crazy. And
We're
again,
poor.
you mentioned the UCLA head coach saying that. We hear that from Jeff Traylor and every other coach that is
I
coaching.
believe it when I hear it from Jeff Traylor. I have a hard time believing it from Calvin Sampson.
Well, I mean,
Or TCU.
Especially with the team that he's got.
Yeah.
I mean, because they're damn good. And TCU. I mean, SMU is probably the richest school in the nation.
Yeah.
Seems like the way they pay people.
UCLA, if I only had $5 million more, that's a phone call, dude. Come on.
I don't know about UCLA. Public school? UCLA's like the forgotten child in California. USC is the star of that show.
Well, spoiled children, but both have long-standing tradition and rich alumni.
When's the last time UCLA was relevant in anything?
I'd have to go back and look.
Yeah, you can't remember.
They played in the Alamo Bowl in like 2015.
Again, when were they relevant? And it's no disrespect to the Alamo Bowl. I'm just saying, when's the last time they were competed for a national championship or in anything for that matter?
John Wooden.
Yeah, it's been a while.
But that's what I'm saying, though. I mean, I want to say and let's go back. I forget who said it the other day. Was it Seth Greenberg? Administrations win championships, coaches win games. Does the president at UCLA give a damn about sports? Because if the president and the AD are on board, they can go find the $5 million for their basketball coach and turn a program around. And in today's world, if you have a president, Dr. Amy, we're talking to you, a president that cares and an athletic director that can go raise $1, then you're going to have a successful program. Look right up I-35 and what Texas State is doing. They got a president that gives a damn and a great athletic director, and they have turned that battleship up in San Marcos quickly.
And if I recall, President Amy raised a hell of a lot of money for other things.
Yeah.
So it can be done, I suppose, and it just needs to get that way because I'd kind of like to see the UTSA Roadrunners be competitive in the Alamo Dome.
Competing for a championship in the American. And not saying that Dr. Amy doesn't care about sports, but it's not a priority, and that's obvious.
Wow. I just saw that video you sent me.
Squirrel.
We'll have to talk about that during the break. In the meantime, it'd be I don't know if they need more money or not, but it'd be kind of nice to see the Dallas Cowboys win.
Yeah.
That would be interesting. Brian Schottenheimer was interviewed at the Texas Pro Day. It was some interesting stuff. And, boy, Puka Nacua, dude, is in trouble. Maybe.
Yeah.
Certainly some allegations against him and it's not good timing for him after, with the wide receiver salaries going up and up. We're talking about it. We continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I love talking football, love watching football, all kinds of football. And this Sunday, the San Antonio Gunslingers have their home opener. It is San Antonio's indoor football team. They play their games over at Freeman Coliseum this Sunday, 3 o'clock in the afternoon against the Tulsa Oilers is their first game. If you've never been to indoor football, it is a blast. High scoring, very fast pace, thrilling, lots of hard hits. It's crossed between, say, hockey, NASCAR, and football. It is a lot of fun, full contact, high-level athletes, nonstop excitement. They do a great job with the Gunslingers. And look, this is season number 6 for the San Antonio Gunslingers. You think about all the teams, all the leagues that have come and gone in San Antonio a year or two and out. This is year number 6 for the San Antonio Gunslingers. Saw some pictures. They were doing a autograph signing at a local store. Huge crowd out there. It's a lot of fun. Get your tickets Sunday for Freeman Coliseum, SanAntonioGunslingers.com. You can get single game tickets like for this Sunday's game or get the full season package. Again, all your ticket information at SanAntonioGunslingers.com. Perfect for fans of all ages, so bring out the family. This Sunday, 3 o'clock, against the Tulsa Oilers. Pack Freeman Coliseum and make some noise. SanAntonioGunslingers.com. That's SanAntonioGunslingers.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Thursday on the Morning Huddle, we've made it. The Sweet 16 gets underway. University of Texas and University of Houston in action.
It's a game day. Baseball in hand. How are the Astros going to do? We'll talk baseball for a minute anyway, but oh my goodness, it is all basketball. Get here early. The party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Attention coaches, educators, and booster clubs. Need a fundraiser that's different from the rest? With Gardenville, supporters purchase something they already need. High quality, locally sourced mulch and compost. Your organization earns money on every sale. Real products, real value, with support from Gardenville to keep it simple. Ready to grow your fundraiser? Visit garden-ville.com/fundraising. That's garden-ville.com/fundraising.
If you've been thinking about buying a new or pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, think Ancira.com. Browse through thousands of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, SUVs, and RVs. Shop for your next new Chevrolet, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Ford, Buick, or GMC. Looking for an import? We have a huge selection of Kias, VWs, and Nissans. For your home away from home, a full line of RVs and campers. And you'll always get the lowest Ancira price, in-store or online at Ancira.com.
The Gomez Law Firm has been San Antonio's trusted law firm for 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us today. Jose, tell us about the cases you all specialize in.
We do ride-sharing cases, we do 18-wheeler cases, work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you or your family have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, you need to visit joegomezlaw.com. Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a staff accountant at the height of tax season.
Congrats, looks like the company owes, $50 in taxes. How about that?
That seems low. Why only 50?
Why do you care so much? It's not your money.
This is a job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
This is for the landscaping pros. If landscaping is your business, you know the right equipment matters. Gravely is built for long days, clean stripes, and professional results that keep clients coming back. And right now, during the Gravely Mow the Distance sales event, you can get up to 20% off Gravely commercial mowers. It's the Gravely Mow the Distance sales event, March 19th through the 29th. Visit your local Gravely dealer today.
Attention ladies, this is Officer Walton with the San Antonio Police Department. Are you interested in a career in law enforcement? If so, please join us for our Women in Policing event on March 28th at 8 a.m. at the SAPD Academy. Wear your PT attire and join us for some team building activities. Talk with other female officers from several specialized units over coffee provided by Flower Girl. Call our office at 210-207-5050 for more information or go to sapdcareers.com. That is sapdcareers.com.
Hi, I'm Chef Franklin Becker. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Spring has sprung, and so has Ulta's 21 Plus Days of Beauty event, now through March 26th. Over 250 beauty steals at 50% off, making it easy to refresh your routine. That means 50% off daily beauty steals from brands like Charlotte Tilbury, Sol de Janeiro, and Amika. Score weekly beauty steals on faves like Live Tinted and Polite Society. Plus, say hello to new arrivals from Rare Beauty and Natasha Denona. Don't wait. Shop in-store, online, or try pickup today. While supplies last. Conditions apply. Ulta Beauty. The possibilities are beautiful.
Monday just got better. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is hosting the Spring Golf Classic After Party at the Hangar Bar and Grill on Petrenko. Party kicks off at 2 p.m. with the Blitz live on site. Big love to our tournament sponsor, Flight by Yingling, and props to our co-sponsors, Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chunkla, Jim B, and Sarah Auto Group on the Rocks Premium Cocktails, PPL Motorhomes, and Hornitos for making it happen. The Sports Star Golf Classic After Party, Monday at 2, Hangar Bar on Petrenko.
Spurs back in action tonight. They'll take on the Memphis Grizzlies. They're in Memphis. We have a poll up on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. Very simple question. Will the Spurs' easy schedule to finish the regular season hamper them going into the playoffs? Right now, the no's, 73%. The yeses, 27%. So most of you think that it will not hurt them at all. I'm Joe Reinagle. He is Jason Minix. Have you voted in that poll yet, Minix?
I did.
You did? You tell us how you voted?
Votes are supposed to be.
All right.
I said yes. I'm one of the few that am a little concerned that this easy stretch run will build a lot of confidence that might be false confidence because it's easy competition. I expect a lot of blowout wins down the stretch. And I'll compare it to high school football. You see all these teams that are 8-2, 9-1, 10-0 in the easy district. And then they get smoked in the postseason because they're playing real competition.
Very true.
It's just a different level. And mentally, physically, I hope their practices between now and April 12th are much more physical and tougher than the games they are going to play because they've got one actual playoff team left on their schedule. That is the Denver Nuggets. They got a couple of teams that are in the play-in scenarios, and then they got a bunch of teams that are ready for vacation.
Well, the next three, beginning tonight with Memphis, are all ready for vacation or tanking big time. So the next three at least should be pretty easy before they go to Golden State and then at the LA Clippers. So those games maybe present a problem, maybe not. Who knows? But, again, it is a pretty soft schedule to end the season for your San Antonio Spurs. More on the Spurs coming up in a moment. Brian Schottenheimer's doing his due diligence. The Cowboys brain trust going to all these pro days, and Schotty was at the Texas Pro Day taking a look around, and, DallasCowboys.com caught up with him.
Yeah, funny how DallasCowboys.com can get an interview with the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, but they did, and, again, they were in Austin, and last year, and he kind of talks about this, his involvement last year versus this year is quite differently, and that's one of the reasons why he is coming to all these pro days.
Yeah, it's just getting to know all the prospects. Obviously, these guys have done a great job. Of course, talking about Will McClay and from Jerry down, Stephen Jerry, but Will McClay, Mitch LaPointe, Ross, Chris Vaughn, they've done a great job setting the board. And now I'm kind of going through all the positions, and everybody, you want to be prepared to do what we need to do on defense, but certainly we're not going to pass on a great offensive player if they're there at one of those spots. And but I'm so much more familiar with. Last year was more of, I saw the highlight films, the POAs. Now I've seen game film. I've seen these guys compete, and it makes it a little easier to help make that selection.
All right, interesting comment that he made in the middle of that sound bite. They're not locked into a defensive player at 12 or 20, it sounds like.
I mean, they want to go best player available, and because of what they've done so far in free agency, they're able to do that.
Yeah, I think obviously we did a hell of a job in free agency. We've added some really good pieces. We've got some good depth. There's still a few positions that we need to address. That's all part of the process, like I say all the time. Not my line. I think it's Stevens or Jerry's, but it's 24/7, 365, and it never stops. But we're never stopping to look. We're always open for business. And but this is a huge stop for us here coming to Texas, a spot right down the road with Coach Sarr. Great relationship between him and the Cowboys and the University of Texas. So excited to be here.
And a lot of good talent at the University of Texas that they could look at.
And again, they retained some, they brought some in, which in Shotty's mind leaves them wide open to draft best player available.
Yeah, again, I think it starts with the guys we brought back first and foremost. I'm always going to start with George and Javonte, guys like that we've signed back on the offensive side of the ball. Again, getting a chance to get a guy like Rashawn Gary, who I've had to compete against a lot. He's just an incredible football player, has been from the time he was a senior in high school through Michigan. Jalen Thompson, I love his energy. We played them this year. Kobe Durant, there's been just a ton of guys, and I think we did a really good job setting ourselves up to be able to draft natural and draft pure, which is what you want to do. You don't want to have to be forced to reach for a player. That's when you make mistakes.
All right. Well, that's good to know.
So, but again, though, is he really saying that I'm reading everything and I'm listening and everybody says we got to go defense, 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 defense? No, we don't. No, we don't. And to a degree, I do not disagree with what he said. Draft natural, best player available, but you have so many needs that have not yet been fixed, positions filled. There's a difference between having a legit starter and a body that fills the position, right? If they're truly about winning, they still need to go find that linebacker. I still think they make that trade, and I'd like to see them do the trade before the draft so you can draft naturally. Because if you're going in with the scenario of, well, after the draft, if we don't get what we want, we can go get this player or we can go get that player. And that's great, but that player could get dealt to somebody else. That trade might not happen because somebody else's draft maybe impacted that player. If let's use the Miami Dolphins, for example, because there's a linebacker there that looks ripe for the Dallas Cowboys. What if after the draft, Miami decides, you know what, we need to hang on to this guy because we still have to fill the team.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, you do this kind of, you fill your needs before the draft so you're not reaching after with what's available.
Well, when I look at the mock drafts, I'm really not sure they're exactly what the Cowboys would be interested in offensively. I mean, I really don't. I know there's some wide receivers that perhaps they could look at 12. But again, I just cannot see them not taking a corner or an edge rusher with that number 12 pick. I don't think they're going to keep the 20th. I think that gets traded. They'll trade back into the second round. I honestly believe that. But with that 12th pick, if you do anything there, I don't see anybody else. Even if Jeremiah Love falls to you at 12, I can't imagine with what is still available and what should still be there, cornerback-wise in particular, how you don't do that. I just don't see it.
If you make a trade for a linebacker before the draft and you're comfortable with who you traded for is your green dot guy, he's going to become an impact player right away. And if we're talking about a first-team All-Pro dude out of Miami, you know exactly what you have, and that's going to be better than any guess coming into the draft. And Jeremiah Love is there at 12. I'm not going to be mad if you take a Jeremiah Love. For that reason, draft naturally, best player available. If Ty Simpson is sitting there at 12, or you get your future replacement for Dak Prescott. And I say that knowing they've got a gazillion holes they need to fix on defense. But if somebody like that is there, and I don't think they will be, I don't know how upset I would be if they actually pulled the trigger in that kind of scenario. But I'm with you. Jerry sat on that bus in Indianapolis, and ever since then, I've said this a gazillion times now, I don't think they're taking 2 picks in the first round because Jerry doesn't want to have to pay 2 first-round picks. Trade back into the second round, let somebody else come in and do that. Fiscally, that's the responsible thing to do, and it gives them some more options because then they don't have to reach at 20 to try to fill a need. And then because even there was a mock draft today, and the dude from Tennessee, questions about his knee, is still going to be there. Is that too much of a reach if you go with what the general manager said? They can't take chances on any redshirt years. They have to draft an impact player right away. A guy that didn't play last year because of an ACL, is he truly going to be ready? Should be, because that injury happened last January, and he missed all of last season. So from a knee standpoint, that's recovered. But how long will it take him to get back into the groove? How many times have we seen a guy with an ACL, it's not their first year back, it's their second year back, that they're truly back to what they were? Mr. Diggs comes to mind. The idea that Jerry wants somebody that is an immediate impact player with no question marks takes Tennessee off the board in my mind.
Well, I don't like the Tennessee pick either, to be honest with you, even though the guy's talented as hell, but he didn't play last year. So I don't know how you can judge that guy unless it is a project. But look, they still need corner. They still need corners. I know they signed a couple of guys to one-year deals, but you got Deron Bland. Is he going to stay healthy? I think you can put Deron Bland in the same category as Overshown. You don't know if he's going to last the season. You got Ravel. I don't know. Is he going to be back, and is he going to be the guy that you need? Depth-wise, that in that secondary is still a priority as far as I'm concerned, and I think you've got to do something. There's just still too many needs on that defensive side of the ball to mess around with a shiny toy on offense, and I just don't see him doing it at number 12. If they keep the 20th pick and they do something there, then I don't know if I'd have a problem with that. But with that 12th pick overall, that has got to be a defensive player, a corner, an edge rusher, or a linebacker if there is one at that spot. But you got to do something there defensively.
If you go corner, Jamon McCoy is going to be the guy and likely going to be there. And Field Yates mock draft today has the Cowboys taking McCoy. Now, he's got everything that you want. But one line in what Field Yates wrote today, if he's healthy.
Mm-hmm.
And Field has the Cowboys taking Mason Thomas, the edge out of Oklahoma at the 20th pick. And again, don't know how mad I'd be at that either if he was there, other than he's Oklahoma. But I mean, and again, that all goes out the window when it comes to the draft. I just still think that they won't take anything at 20. McCoy would be great if he's healthy. And based on what Jerry has said, if he's healthy, probably takes him off the board, or at least gives you enough pause to have conversation. And at that point, his workouts better be incredible. And I imagine Christian Parker and Brian Schottenheimer and Will McClay, and everybody's going to be at his pro day, and they're going to take him to dinner, and they're going to work him out. They're going to do all of that to see how that knee is. And if they do all of that and take him, then you got to be pretty comfortable that they're comfortable that that knee is going to be fine, and if he's healthy, is taken out of the equation.
Well, I don't know how much I trust them when it comes to that. They kept telling us Siobhan Ravel was going to be ready to go at least by the halfway point of the season, and he was not. So I'm not sure how much I trust them with that. I'm not sure he's ready to go now, or is he the guy that they think he is? And again, drafting guys is a crapshoot, but you got to do something there. And if that you consider that a reach, then consider that a reach. But you got to do something, because they got this Kobe Durant, Siobhan Ravel, and Deron Bland. They did sign another guy today to a 1-year contract, but Durant's only a 1-year contract.
Mm-hmm.
So you still have some holes to fill defensively. I don't see any situation or any player that could come up to number 12, including Jeremiah Love, that you would not take a defensive player in that situation. It just would make absolutely no sense to me. But, again, it is Jerry Jones. It is the Dallas Cowboys. So we'll see what happens when it comes to that. I'm looking forward to the draft, though. It's going to be a lot of fun, without a doubt. We're going to talk some Spurs basketball on the other side. Obviously, more NFL coming up as well. And we've got some Valero Texas Open tickets for the Saturday portion of that great tournament that we're going to be giving away sometime within the next 2 hours. I don't know when yet, so you just got to stick around. You got to stick around. That's the idea. Stick around. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The Sweet 16 resumes tomorrow. The tournament does. Longhorns in action tomorrow. You want to make watching those games a lot more fun. Get Underdog. Download Underdog, where you can make your picks and win money right now in Texas. I'm looking at the Thursday games and on my Underdog app, because it's easy to do. I haven't made a pick'em entry yet because I'm waiting. But you do. All you got to do is pick whether your favorite players are going to go higher or lower on stats like points, rebounds, steals, and more. Get your picks right. You can win up to 5,000 times your cash. Now that's Sweet 16 for tomorrow. Will I be playing the Spurs game tonight? Absolutely, I will. Download the Underdog app today. Use promo code STAR to score $50 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. Promo code STAR at Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms_DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-MY-RESET or visit ncpgambling.org.
You're listening to The Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com.
Trying to keep up with today's fast-changing digital landscape? With more ways to consume content than ever before, it is getting harder to reach your customers. You need more than just a presence. You need the experts at Conrex Digital. We craft websites that convert. We curate engaging content on social and blog channels. We generate quality leads through Google and Meta. We dominate your competition on streaming TV. Bold marketing, real results. Conrex Digital makes it happen. Visit conrexdigital.com. That's conrexdigital.com.
Disney's Descendants, Zombies, and Camp Rock Worlds Collide Tour is coming. Celebrate hit songs from the movies, performed live, starring Malachi Barton, Liamani Segura, Dara Renee, Makana Knife, Hudson Stone, Sway Mbatia, Kiara Romero, and Alexandro Bird. More worlds will collide. Friday, December 4th at Moody Center. Get tickets Friday, March 27th at 10 a.m. at worldscollidetour.com.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
San Antonio's newest sports headquarters, Novo Brewery. Juicy, thick-cut ribeye, picanha prime sirloin, Brazilian empanadas, stacked burgers, and more. This is bring your appetite food. Novo is attached to North Star Mall with late hours. Visit novobrew.com.
We have meaningful basketball being played in San Antonio for the first time in years, and you know the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to go watch the games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. Open daily at 11, great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch the game. Just down from the Big Blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
San Antonio Spurs return to action tonight. They are in Memphis to take on the Grizz. No De'Aaron Fox. He's dealing with lower back tightness. No Luke Cornett tonight either. He is dealing with right knee management. Grizzlies have officially shut down Ja Morant for the rest of the season. Tip-off between the Spurs and the Grizz set for 7 o'clock. It will be televised on FanDuel Sports Southwest.
Joe Reinagle.
That's the 3rd time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
On a hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Yeah.
Guess what day it is?
It is Wednesday, also known as Hump Day.
And Caleb's a little tired. 4 o'clock on a Wednesday.
Right? I don't know what's wrong with that camel.
A little delay.
Maybe it needs a little water.
I'm glad you cracked yourself up.
You camels don't need water, or not much anyway. Hope y'all are all having a great Hump Day out there, whatever you're doing, however you're doing it. We appreciate you stopping by here, joining us on the Blitz, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagle. He is Jason Minix, and good day, Minix?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, solid.
Not bad.
Can't complain.
Okay, well, yeah, you could, but
Well,
nobody would give
care.
a damn. Yeah, nobody would give a damn. Major League Baseball kicking off tonight.
That's it. Major League Baseball tonight.
Wow.
The Giants and the Yankees.
Yippee.
On Netflix.
Which I didn't know until earlier today. I found that out. Had no clue.
I guess a lot of people didn't realize that it's opening tonight on Netflix. And it is interesting because I don't know if you saw that the NFL this year is also going to open on a Wednesday. The Seattle Seahawks are going to play Wednesday night, September 9th, in Seattle. And then Thursday, the Niners and Rams will play in Australia. That will kick off about 7:35 our time at the Melbourne Cricket Ground.
Now, so that will obviously be Friday, I'm assuming, in Australia.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, it's going to air Thursday here, and that's all I care about.
Well, I guess that's all that matters. Now, the Seattle game, they don't have an opponent just yet.
They haven't yet. You could hope for New England. Let's run it back. But they have not yet announced who the opponent will be, but it will be a Wednesday game. They want to own every night. Now, they haven't announced what network yet, I don't believe, because I think the Thursday game will be on NBC. Or no, the Wednesday game will be on NBC.
Okay. And Thursday will probably be, what is
Prime?
It Prime?
I don't. The fact that the NFL, but here, all right, the NFL is going to kick off on a Wednesday this year. Seattle against somebody. We're all going to watch. It's not going to matter that that's not our teams. We're all going to watch because it's the NFL.
Sure.
And we're jonesing for real football. Major League Baseball starts tonight. One game. The Yankees, the Giants, and there's a whole bunch of people listening right now that didn't realize that baseball starts tonight or care that it starts tonight or knew that it was going to be on Netflix. Now, if you're an Astro fan, you know, all right, they're playing tomorrow at 3. If you're a Ranger fan, you know they're playing tomorrow at 3. You're a Cardinal fan. You probably know what your team is doing.
They play tomorrow about 3:15, yes.
All right. But the fact that there's a game on tonight, all right, cool. Spurs are also playing tonight. Now, for most that don't have the magic box, if you're watching the game on Netflix, if you want to flip over to watch the Spurs, you got to leave Netflix and then go to whatever where you have your FanDuel to pull that game up, right? So if you're watching tonight on Netflix, you're probably going to stay with it. But also, if you're watching the Spurs game tonight, you're probably going to look around because you're going to get an alert on your phone or something on your phone that's going to tell you that there's a baseball game, and then you're going to go, where the hell is it? I can't find it because it's on Netflix.
Well, in the Spurs game, I mean, look, you're going to watch the first quarter of that thing. It's going to be over. Spurs will be up by 30, and the game's over.
Yeah, but you'll still watch.
Well, will you?
You'll sure. Right? I mean, I'm going to guess tonight we'll hear about well, they've been in Memphis for a day or two, right?
They have.
So, you know, Sean Elliott has found a golf course. Well, and there's some really good golf courses in Memphis. So
what's the weather like in Memphis? Is it cold there?
No. It's not cold, but it's probably like it is here.
Because Sean doesn't like cold.
He doesn't like cold, but he does love golf. So he'll go play golf. There's barbecue joints, so I'm sure they'll do some stuff on where they went to eat. Hopefully they went to Central Barbecue and not Rendezvous, because Rendezvous is like Mexican food on the Riverwalk, man. It's touristy. Central is my favorite barbecue spot. Maybe they go to the original Gus's Fried Chicken.
Mm-hmm.
The barbecue shop in Memphis, that would be a good spot. That's
a good one.
So we'll probably hear about that. You know, if they went and listened to any music on Beale Street, that's going to be what's going to be entertaining tonight in the Spurs game.
Now, I don't know if they stay in the same hotel that they used to, but it was right there on Beale Street because the arena is right in front of them. There's a hotel right there that, I mean, Beale Street, not Beale Street, but the arena is maybe 2 blocks, a walk right there to the arena, and then Beale Street is just to the left.
Wemby's walking to work?
I doubt it, but I'm just saying it's right there and close if they're still staying at the same hotel. That's what made Memphis so convenient.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're right there downtown already. Beale Street's there. You walk home and it, no problem.
Well, and then you look at they didn't stay. Why am I drawing a blank? Where the Ducks go for the walk at the fountain every day. What hotel is that? We've stayed there before.
In Memphis?
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea.
You've never gone to watch the stupid Ducks?
No. I really don't give a damn about watching ducks walk.
It's legendary. I mean, everybody
sure.
stops and they come down the elevator, the red carpet to go in the fountain.
No, I don't. I've never stayed at that particular duck hotel.
Yeah, we did that. My wife made us watch that, and I was like, "We seriously came back for this?"
Yeah, no, I don't know what you're referring to, but maybe the next time when I go to Memphis, I'll have to go to the Duck Hotel.
You won't. Well, your wife might make you stay there. Marcus Floyd, your old photographer at Ken's 5, wants to know if you remember the old Beale Street Stampede.
I do, and what he's referring to is what we were at the Spurs Hotel having drinks with some of the PR folks there, and it was late. I'd say late. It was probably 10:30, 11. Marcus probably remembers better than I do, but
probably.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, man, I mean, all of these people, it was just a big stampede. It was crazy. Beale Street, I always liked Beale Street, though.
Beale Street's fun. It's the Peabody Hotel in Memphis.
The
that's
Peabody
very famous.
Hotel.
Yes,
it's not the Duck Hotel.
Well, that's where the Ducks are. They go for the walk there.
The Peabody Ducks.
It's called the Peabody.
Okay.
I mean, and they got little duck-shaped soap in the bathrooms there in your rooms.
We could never stay at places like we'd obviously be like a Courtyard Marriott or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you were at the Spurs. Oh, you just went to the Spurs Hotel for drinks.
Well, of course.
Yeah, you put it on somebody else's tab.
Yeah, and it wasn't that far away, if I recall. So, yeah, we would go there and, do that. And, Memphis is also the place where time stood still for Marcus and I. Completely stood still. We went to a Cracker Barrel in West Memphis.
Now, think about the sentence you just said. You went to the Cracker Barrel.
For breakfast, yeah.
For breakfast. In West Memphis, right?
Yes.
Isn't that basically Arkansas?
It is Arkansas.
Okay. You and Marcus Floyd.
Me and Marcus Floyd.
Well,
yes, exactly right, Pledge. It's so we walk into this Cracker Barrel. It is full of old white people.
It's the Cracker Barrel.
Well, I'm just saying. And when we walked in and they turned around and looked at Marcus and I swear time stood still.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like we were frozen. So we decided to leave. I know Marcus remembers that. That was it was interesting.
Mm-hmm. Again, so many good spots.
And great
local spots, and you guys chose the Cracker Barrel
for breakfast, dude. That's a great. What other breakfast place is there?
There's a lot of good breakfast, like home style cooking, Southern cooking,
dude. There's nothing. Cracker Barrel's top notch. It is top notch.
Sure,
it's hard to beat breakfast at Cracker Barrel.
Well, it's hard to beat breakfast, right? Most places have a good breakfast. When I was in North Carolina this past weekend, we went to a place called the Biscuit Head, which was incredible.
The Biscuit Head.
That's what it was called, sir.
Wow. Okay. Mm-hmm.
And? Come rub it.
The Biscuit Head. You watch that on Brazzers?
No, Scott Van Pelt, I did not. A lovely, lovely location in Asheville, North Carolina. Good spot.
Yeah, crazy stuff.
Really good biscuits.
Oh, that's good.
Really good biscuits.
Well, Cracker Barrel's pretty damn good, too.
And not like the Biscuit Head.
Yeah, whatever, dude. I've never been to the Biscuit Head, so I have no idea what it's like. Or how good it is. It sounds like
we get
crap.
To suck on that all week.
It's exactly what I'm thinking too, Pledge. A Biscuit Head.
Start your day out right.
Some dude that's deformed.
What?
Hey, dude, looks like a biscuit. Holy cow.
Wow.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow. Joe Reinigle.
Let's talk a little, since we're talking Memphis and the Spurs and the Grizz, let's do that. We got a question for you, Spurs fans, and we also have a poll on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page that we will ask you to support or vote or whatever the case may be. Go over to our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. You can do that. We'll talk Spurs Grizzlies and the Spurs' easy schedule to finish out the season. Oh, my goodness. We return here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. First of all, though, a great place to go watch that game tonight is Novo Brewery. Novo Brewery, San Antonio's newest sports watching destination. I tell you what, it's a great place. We were out there last week, and I know a lot of you came out there for the first time to say hello to us, and boy, I got a lot of great reviews on that place. Everybody thought it was a great spot. The food is absolutely fantastic, and there's not a bad seat in the house when it comes to watching sports. Now, let me tell you where Novo Brewery is. It is attached to North Star Mall. What I mean by that is you don't have to go through North Star Mall to get to Novo Brewery. It has its own entrance. You come up the Rector side entrance of North Star Mall, park there, and the door is right there in front of you. You can't miss it. It is just a fantastic place. If you haven't been there yet, you need to get over there because once you go one time, you're going to make it part of your rotation, whether that's for dinner or watching sports or all of the above. And the good news, Novo Brewery, you can take your kids if you so choose. They've got a kids' play area, so you can let them play and stay out of your hair while you're watching sports and having a few cold cocktails or beer or whatever. By the way, they've got 60 craft beers on tap. They've also got kombucha on draft. I had never heard of that or tried it. It is fantastic. And they've got domestic beer all over the place as well, so you can't go wrong. It is Novo Brewery attached to North Star Mall, San Antonio's newest sports watching destination. Go check them out. NovoBrew.com. That's N-O-V-O Brew.com.
Whether it's day or night, hot flashes due to menopause can be unpredictable. That's why there's Veoza, a prescription treatment proven to reduce the number and severity of hot flashes day and night that can start working in as early as 1 week. Based on clinical studies measuring efficacy at 4 and 12 weeks, individual results may vary. Talk to your healthcare provider about what this may mean for you. For moderate to severe vasomotor symptoms or hot flashes and night sweats due to menopause, Veoza can cause serious side effects, including liver problems. Your doctor will do blood tests before and during treatment. Stop Veoza and call your doctor if you have symptoms of liver problems, such as feeling more tired than usual, decreased appetite, nausea, vomiting, itching, yellowing of the eyes or skin, pale stool, dark urine, or stomach pain. Don't use Veoza if you have cirrhosis, severe kidney problems, kidney failure, or take CYP1A2 inhibitors. Ask your doctor about Veoza. To learn more, call 1-866-239-1637 or go to Veoza.com. That's VEOZAH.com.
Your professional indoor football team, the San Antonio Gunslingers, kick off Sunday, March 29th at Freeman Coliseum. Tickets on sale now. Season, group, individual. Bring your family, friends, or your crew. Get yours at sagunslingers.com. Guns up.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
Score up to a $50 bonus bet daily during college hoops with BetMGM's free-to-play fast break game. Log into BetMGM, play as the point guard, and choose to pass or go for a dunk. If you score, you'll win either a $50 bonus bet or boost token. The ball is always in your court with BetMGM, where you can take advantage of special offers and earn rewards points on every bet. Make a fast break during college hoops by playing as the point guard for your daily shot at a $50 bonus bet or boost token. All rewards expire in 24 hours, and BetMGM.com is where you can find full prize details and terms. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. Must be 21 years of age or older. This promotional offer not available in Nevada, Ontario, Pennsylvania, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-MY-RESET. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements, additional terms and restrictions may apply in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line.
But my throat has officially thrown in the towel. Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
Hi there, I'm John O'Hurley. You know our pets are beloved family members. But sadly, though, there are so many dogs that get euthanized every day due to the lack of funding. To give them a chance at adoption, I invite you to support Puppy Food Bank. Thanks to generous donors like you, all of the food sent to pet shelters from Puppy Food Bank never comes with a bill. So please go to puppyfoodbank.org and make a generous, caring $15 donation every month. Your donation will absolutely save pet lives.
Jen, I didn't know you shopped here.
Hey, I'm hunting for something fresh for spring.
Oh, girl, skip them all. Jewelry Television has the best spring looks right now.
JTV, way ahead of you. Just hit up JTV.com yesterday, scored the cutest clover earrings, 2 tennis bracelets, and this gorgeous pearl ring.
Right now, new customers get $20 off any purchase of $99 or more at JTV.com.
Oh, and gold hoops and this turquoise bracelet.
Just a couple things, huh?
Maybe more than a couple.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Thursday on the Morning Huddle, we've made it. The Sweet 16 gets underway. University of Texas and University of Houston in action.
It's a game day. Baseball in hand. How are the Astros going to do? We'll talk baseball for a minute anyway, but oh my goodness, it is all basketball. Get here early. The party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I don't mind telling you, Jason, I'm looking forward to tomorrow, getting back to the Sweet 16 portion of the NCAA tournament. Good games tomorrow, good games on Friday. Obviously, we'll talk a lot about that tomorrow here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Today, however, the San Antonio Spurs are in action in Memphis against a horrible Grizzlies team.
Yeah, not good. The idea, though, for the Spurs, and again, this is a game they should win by a lot. This is a game Wemby should be able to do what he wants in whatever limited time, 20-plus minutes, that he's going to get tonight. He'll get at least 20, and then he could probably go sit down. The idea that this Spurs team, down the stretch, have such an easy schedule. They have one playoff opponent in their final 10 games. Just one. Now, a couple are in the play-in, but Denver is the only playoff team on their schedule. And you and I were talking in the office earlier. Is this a problem? Because when you think about getting playoff ready, you want to be playing your best basketball, and they will be. They could go into the playoffs on a 16-game winning streak.
Yeah.
I mean, if they win all their games, and again, if they lose one here or there, it's not going to matter, and you could probably say, well, who didn't play? And to a degree, some of these teams that have nothing to play for except the lottery, remember, franchises tank, players don't, because there are going to be some guys that want to go get some good film, play a really good game against an MVP candidate in Wemby. The Spurs now have that target. So maybe some of these dudes that they're playing that aren't NBA regulars will play out of their minds and above their heads, and the Spurs could drop one, or they could go into the playoffs on a 16-game win streak, which, as fans, we're going to think, my goodness, we're unbeatable. I just worry if that's going to be a false sense of confidence in the fans and maybe even in the players.
You got to worry about these late-season winning streaks, in all honesty, because of the teams that are going to play. For example, I don't know who the hell Memphis is going to have on the floor tonight. Zach Edey's out. John Morant out. Brandon Clark out. And they don't have anybody playing. I mean, it's unbelievable, all the players that are out for tonight's game for the Memphis Grizzlies. Now, obviously, De'Aaron Fox is not going to play, or Luke Cornett for the Spurs, but I mean, it's going to be the Spurs, Wemby Spurs against a G League team for all intents and purposes, and this should just be a complete wipeout.
It really should be. Now, a friend of mine just sent me a text. Somebody posted on social media, if you live in or near Memphis, You can go see Victor Wembanyama for literally $9 tonight on the resale market.
I'm sure that's the case. I mean, and again, that any Spurs fans that live in Memphis, it probably is going to feel like a home game for the Spurs.
On ESPN.com, you know how they have the schedule?
Yeah.
San Antonio at Memphis, tickets as low as $6.
I believe it.
With fees, it's going to be $9.
Would you go see a Memphis Grizzlies game?
I would.
If you're a Grizzly fan,
I would pay $9 to go watch Vic.
Sure. But then again, how long is he going to play?
I mean, they're only a 16.5-point favorite.
Yeah, well,
I mean, but honestly, the Miami-Cleveland game tonight, tickets are as low as $9. Chicago-Philadelphia as low as $7. Oklahoma City-Boston, tickets as low as $75. L.A. and Indiana, tickets as low as $95. So what I find interesting as I'm looking at that, Vic is an MVP candidate. Tickets as low as $6.
Mm-hmm.
Indiana sucks. Lakers are in town. $95 for LeBron.
Sure. And Luka.
That's for LeBron. I know. I realize Luka plays for the team, but I'm surprised that Vic is not driving the secondary market. They're on the road because if you're a basketball fan, I'm going to text my buddy Ruben tonight that lives in Memphis. He runs, or not runs, he works at AutoZone. Just ask him, he runs. But he's a huge Grizzly fan.
Uh-huh.
I wonder if he's going to the game tonight, not for the Grizzlies, but to see Vic. I am surprised that Vic is not driving the secondary market the way some of the other faces of the league tend to do.
Well, that's the only reason to go. But even then, I mean, you're going to go. You're going to see your team get just destroyed because they got nobody playing. And I don't know. You take the time, depending on where you live in Memphis, to get downtown and to go to the game.
I mean, depending where if you live in Memphis, it ain't hard to get down there. I mean, that's a pretty small city. It's a wonderful city. I know there are a lot of people that don't like it. And there are parts of Memphis that I wouldn't want to go to.
No.
But if you're on Beale Street and within 2 blocks of Beale Street, and maybe you walk over to Sun Records.
I'd much rather go to Memphis than New Orleans. I'll tell you that right now.
Well, you hate New Orleans.
Well, I do. Yes.
But they are very similar in that area. But I see your point. I mean, Beale Street, last time I was on Beale Street, they were charging admission and cops were checking everything to try to keep it from getting out of hand. And the part that pissed me off at Beale Street is it was very difficult to bar hop because every place was charging $10 to $15 cover. So that was a change from previous times that I had been there where you could just go bar to bar. Because if you're paying $10 or $15 a person to go in, you're going to stay a while. And if the band sucks, then you've just thrown away $20, $30 and whatever your beer was.
It is a legit concern, I think, for Spurs fans. Now, look, on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page, most Spurs fans don't think it's going to be any problem at all. We've got the question on there, will the Spurs' easy schedule hamper them going into the playoffs? Yes, 23%. The no's have it at 77%. So Spurs fans don't think it's going to affect them whatsoever. And just out of a whim, I looked at ticket prices. I don't know where those $6 seats are, but I don't see any. The lowest one I see is $11, and that's way up in the rafters. They're still charging a pretty penny to get down courtside. So for whatever that's worth, you want to go look. You want to go
Well, maybe the $6 and $9 ones are gone. Now you got to go 11.
Well, there's a $9 one right up in section 220.
Well, who the hell? Well, I mean, the good news is you buy that section 220 for $9 and you move down because people aren't going to be there.
Well,
as long as they don't have some kind of stuffy usher, you should be able to be just fine.
That's the problem. I went to a baseball game in Seattle one time on an off night.
Uh-huh.
Bought a $10 ticket out in left field, way up there.
Mm-hmm.
Thought I could do the same thing.
Yeah.
They gave me crap the whole night.
Well, that's because they looked at you and said, dude, you could afford to sit here. You don't have to be that guy.
Got kicked out of a couple of different seats. I'd leave there, go somewhere else, and got kicked out of that seat. And they come up real nice. Can I see your ticket, sir? I don't have it. Well, you're going to have to produce it. You can't sit here.
Really?
Yeah, dude. They were sticklers.
In Seattle?
In Seattle.
Were you wearing a Cardinal shirt?
No. I was there. I mean, this is obviously a long time ago because I was there for the Sonics.
Wow.
So,
it's been a minute.
Well, that's back when Ken's first got the TV gig for the Spurs. And when it was on our air, I traveled.
Yeah.
Because I was the sideline guy. So those days were a lot of fun.
Well, absolutely. So they kicked you out. You bought a cheap ticket?
Cheap ticket. It was an off night, basically, and said, I'm going to go see a Mariners baseball game. Just went up to the ticket window and got a left field way up there.
Mm-hmm.
Way up there. $10. And thought, I can move around wherever the hell I want. No, wasn't the case.
Kingdom days?
The who?
The Kingdom days?
No, this was the new stadium. What's it called?
Well, now it's T-Mobile. Back then it was Safeco.
Yeah, there you go.
Safeco is a beautiful stadium. I have bought cheap tickets and moved around there.
You have?
Uh-huh.
Well, maybe they changed.
Well, it depends on the usher or the individual and what were you doing to make them go kick you out.
The first seat I went to, I went and bought a big ass beer first, thinking that, I just left to get a beer and came back to my seat.
Yeah?
Didn't work. So screw the Mariners. How about that?
Wow.
Yeah. Screw them.
Remember going to the All-Star game there, you talk about being way out. That's where the media seats were. Good Lord, man. Bad.
Not good. Not good. So the Spurs with an easy game tonight should very well be. And I know everyone's going, don't jinx them. Dude, I don't think I could jinx them if I hired a voodoo doctor and put a spell on them.
A voodoo doctor. Dr. Voodoo.
Dr. Voodoo. That reminds me of Hangover. I can't say that on the air.
No. Dr. Voodoo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How much do you hate New Orleans? You have voodoos on your mind.
Yeah, well, it is. But I'm seriously, the Spurs. There's no way the Spurs lose this game tonight.
16.5-point favorites.
Well, it's up to 17 on my little handy-dandy app there.
Did you take them?
No. 17 points. They should win that one, but dude, they ought to win by 50.
Does Wemby go for 83? 84?
I don't think Mitch Johnson can leave him on the floor that long.
Does it matter?
It does.
Could he score 84 in 21 minutes?
Well, maybe.
I mean, there's got to be goals, right?
I don't know, especially with their big fella out. So who the hell's going to guard Wemby?
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable, man. I tell you, this is why, and I saw a report just a few minutes ago that they are still going to try and address the tanking situation. Because you got the Grizzlies tanking, you got the Bulls tanking, you got Milwaukee now tanking. They want Giannis to sit down, and he's being a hardhead about that, which I don't blame him. He wants to play. But you got a lot these tanking teams, especially this time of year when there are teams out there trying to fight for playoff seeding, and you've got these easy games now that are just automatic W's. And it's a problem the NBA needs to solve.
What is a bigger problem for the NBA? Tanking, which, again, the league is set up to reward losing. There's too much of a benefit if you suck at the end. And when you know you're not in the playoffs, it's a race to get as many lottery balls as you could possibly get. So you get rewarded for this. That's a league-wide problem. But the seemingly the bigger issue for them is the 65-game minimum for postseason awards. And, now I realize with Cade Cunningham, he's going to miss out so close, not his fault. That's a rule that Adam Silver in the league wanted to get put in to avoid resting and load management, which I get. For postseason awards, I want to say most of the voters probably wouldn't vote for a guy that only played in 50 or 55 games anyway for MVP or Defensive Player of the Year. But they put in the rule, but then they attach the salary to it, the ability to get supermaxes and the additional money. I don't think they should change this 65-game rule for postseason awards or make an exception when you see that it's a serious injury, like a collapsed lung or if somebody tears their ACL and they're at game 61 or 59. Because even if they moved it to 60, somebody that's at 56, you'd have the same argument. I do think, though, they could make an exception on the salary part of it and leave that up to the team. You had a major injury. You didn't qualify because you didn't win one of these awards or make an All-NBA team because you didn't qualify because you got a whatever injury. But if your team still wants to reward you with that Supermax contract, they should have the ability to do that.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to that, but that does nothing for tanking. Nothing.
Well, they're two different issues.
Well, they are two different issues completely. And so, but it does nothing for tanking. And you said it. When a team realizes they're out of the playoffs, it's a race for lottery balls. And that's a problem. And who the hell, honestly, wants to see a game like this tonight? The Spurs up against a G League Memphis team. I mean, honestly, the Spurs are going to win. They're going to win big. Well, that's great. But who the hell wants to watch that?
I mean, the only reason why to watch tonight, in reality, is what is Wemby going to do on the floor that's going to wow you. That's it. That's it. And if you watch a few minutes and decide to watch baseball tonight or Chicago Fire or whatever's on, then, I mean, I don't blame you, right? Because it's borderline unwatchable. I mean, tickets are $10 for an NBA game.
It's unbelievable. And I don't know, and I readily admit I don't know what the answer is, but they got to do something. They got to do something. Take away the lottery balls. Everybody's got the same shot. All right? It doesn't matter what your record is. If you don't make the playoffs, everybody's got the same shot. Same amount of balls. Don't reward the last place team with more ping pong balls than anybody else.
Well, I also think, though, that there should be a rule that you can only be in the lottery once every 3 or 4 years. You know, you do something like that so you don't have teams that are repeatedly doing it. And I can safely say this now that the Spurs aren't in this mix for anytime soon because, let's face it, last year we were in the lottery and, man, I really like that Harper kid. But they weren't trying to get there, right? It's, you know, I'm kind of mad at Atlanta that they started winning and got out of the lottery because right now the rules work in their favor. But I do think there needs to be a cap on the number of times consecutively you can be in the lottery.
Well, or maybe get a top 4 pick. Maybe you can't do that. That could be an issue. Because, look, if you're a team that's rebuilding is like the Spurs, how many years in a row were they in the lottery? And they got lucky.
Yeah.
All right, you get Wemby, then very next year you get Steph Castle with the number 4 pick. And then after that, you get Dylan Harper with the number 2 pick.
And remember, we were disappointed we weren't getting Cooper Flagg. This Harper kid's going to be all right.
Well, that Cooper Flagg kid's going to be okay, too.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, he's pretty solid. But, yes, Dylan Harper is going to be a great player. But, again, if that rule were in place where you could only be in the lottery once or a top 4 pick once, the Spurs wouldn't have Steph Castle or Dylan Harper.
Like I said, now that we're on the other side of it, we can change the rules.
I see where you're going with that. Yeah. College football, thinking about starting the season a little bit early. I like it. I like it a lot. And the reason being, well, we'll talk about the reason they want to do that when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you're having issues at your house with your plumbing, your AC, you know there is one company to call, and that is Quartermoon Plumbing, Heating, and AC, 210-651-5899. Quartermoon, they are experts at worst-case scenarios, but it's not just worst-case scenarios. Great maintenance programs as well at Quartermoon because, look, it's March 25th. The oven's going to be on soon enough. If you haven't had your AC tuned up, call Quartermoon. Get that maintenance done because if you have any kind of major problems, they might be able to catch it before it becomes major. That's what great maintenance programs do. Issues could be many reasons. Quartermoon can fix them all. Now, if you're dealing with any kind of emergency, call Quartermoon. Big job, small job, residential or commercial. Their service trucks are fully stocked. They have all the equipment needed for any job. They do not have commissioned sales reps. They will provide estimates and second opinions, and they have a great experienced staff that has earned an A-plus ranking with the Better Business Bureau. Call Quartermoon at 210-651-5899, 651-5899, or online at quartermoonplumbing.com.
America's #1 destination for lifted trucks, custom builds, and off-road ready vehicles is here. Lifted Trucks San Antonio is on the corner of I-35 and Judson. Shop over 1,000 lifted trucks online at liftedtrucks.com or visit one of our Texas locations today.
Hi, I'm Jason Thompson, and I've represented folks here in San Antonio injured by negligent drivers for more than 30 years. If you or a family member has been seriously injured, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson, at 210-900-0400. I've heard from many of my clients that after they were involved in a collision, they would get phone calls asking them to hire an attorney. This is highly irregular and probably illegal. Any attorney that is trying to contact you either directly or through a marketing company is not the kind of attorney that you should trust with such a serious matter. Quite frankly, it's creepy. If you call me, we will speak directly. If you hire me, it will be after you and I have talked. I will explain what I can do for you, and you can decide what you would like me to do next. The phone call and the consultation are free. Getting a smart result requires that you make smart decisions along the way, and that's my job, to help you and your family make smart decisions, and that's based on more than 30 years of experience. If you've been injured in an accident, call me, Jason Thompson, at 210-900-0400, or go to my website, alawyerforus.com.
Texas Gun Shows brings you the largest gun shows, and this weekend it's in Hondo, Texas at the Medina County Fair Hall. Open this Saturday from 10 a.m. to 5 and 10 a.m. to 4 Sunday. Texas Gun Shows is at the Medina County Fair Hall this Saturday and Sunday, 733 FM 462 North.
When snack time calls, Pork Rinds answers. Be your own crunch time hero with Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds. Skip the chip and go straight for the ultimate crunch that's low carb, high protein, and loaded with bold flavor. We're talking sweet barbecue or hot honey. Yeah, it's that good. Snack smarter, crunch harder. Stock up on Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at H-E-B or head to porkrinds.com. Make Southern Recipe your crunch time hero.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom. Attention coaches, educators, and booster clubs. Need a fundraiser that's different from the rest? With Gardenville, supporters purchase something they already need. High quality, locally sourced mulch and compost. Your organization earns money on every sale. Real products, real value, with support from Gardenville to keep it simple. Ready to grow your fundraiser? Visit garden-ville.com/fundraising. That's garden-ville.com/fundraising.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Monday just got better. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is hosting the Spring Golf Classic After Party at the Hangar Bar and Grill on Petrenko. Party kicks off at 2 p.m. with the Blitz live on site. Big love to our tournament sponsor, Flight by Yingling, and props to our co-sponsors, Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chunkla, Jim B, and Sarah Auto Group, On the Rocks Premium Cocktails, PPL Motorhomes, and Hornitos for making it happen. The Sports Star Golf Classic After Party, Monday at 2, Hangar Bar on Petrenko.
Oh, DJ Pledge spinning the vinyl.
Really? You see any vinyl over there?
I can't see over there.
I don't know what vinyl looks like.
I don't want to go in that glass box of fun.
It's got a weird odor.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. That's disgusting.
Damn Big Brown.
Yeah. It's just the Blitz. Oh, excuse me. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe. He's Jason. I don't want to go in there.
He spends a lot of his time in the bathroom.
Who?
Victor.
Oh. Does he have a I don't know, a gas problem or a gas.
Well, he's going to blame having only one kidney for that.
Oh, is that what he is?
Yeah.
Is that what he is?
Well, I said, is that what it is?
No, you said, is that what he is?
One kidney?
Yeah. He's just one kidney dude.
All right. Well, I didn't know that. Now I know that.
He's one of them guys.
Did he donate it?
No.
No? I'm just saying, a lot of people do that.
Not Vic. I think he just had one go bad and they took it.
Gotcha.
But does that give you gas?
I don't think so.
All right. So maybe he just eats a lot of broccoli.
Well, his diet had to change. So I think there probably is more fiber in it.
Now, our kidneys like isn't that more for pee than it is for poo? I would just assume that the kidneys control that more so than they do the number 2. Can we get a doctor on the phone?
Oh, Dr. DePerier over at BMI at Texas to explain how all that stuff works.
I'm just curious. I think the kidneys have more to do with number 1 than they do number 2. I'm just saying. I don't know that but
it's all about the diet, sir. That's the point. It's not the kidney itself and what its function, but his change of diet is now he's a lot gassier than he maybe used to be.
So what does he eat? Broccoli?
I don't know.
Well, I'm curious now.
Well,
I didn't know all these
sugar.
I didn't know all these things about Vic.
Well, that's because he's diabetic. Basically, if you can think of something that's wrong with somebody, Vic Brown's the poster child.
He's got it.
Right?
Huh?
I mean, if there's something that you would say, well, it would suck to have that, Vic is dealing with it. I mean, I don't mean to laugh at him, but I mean, there's a lot of truth in that.
Well, he seems like such a happy guy.
Oh, yes.
Every time I see him, he's got a smile on his face. He's laughing all the time. Seems like a happy dude.
Well, I'll explain that part of it later.
Oh, yeah? There's an explanation of why he's happy?
Well, think about it. It'll come to you.
His favorite holiday is coming up in April.
Ah, okay. I got you. Yeah, but all right. Well,
yeah.
Took a second.
No, I get it. I'm just...
Let's just say, be glad they don't make you pee in a cup around this place.
That's all radio stations.
Well, that's it. I mean, half the building would be gone.
Isn't that the truth?
Except for this program, of course.
Well, sure. We're
upstanding gentlemen.
We're clean.
You saying they're dirty?
Well, y'all are. I'm not.
What do you mean?
Well, obviously you just said there's lucky we're not a pee test around here because Vic obviously would fail it, meaning he's dirty.
Ah, I see what you mean. Just had to go spell it out that way.
Sorry, Vic.
Yeah, just pump pump.
Does Vic sleep as much as Rob and AJ? I wonder. No.
He's got to go to work after that.
Ah, okay. What do you think about this story, Jason, that the college football wants to move the season? They want to start a week early.
Well, they need to if they're going to expand the playoffs. Basically, every year the college football season is going to start a different weekend. You take Thanksgiving weekend, count 14 weekends back, and kick the thing off. That's what it's going to do, and the way it sits right now, that gives everybody 2 bye weeks, which is
that's it.
Kind of what they want to do. So if you start Thanksgiving and go back 14 weeks, we're going to have kickoff. The way it stands now, obviously, that first, depending on Thanksgiving, because sometimes it's the first Saturday in December is championship weekend. That could change a little bit. But if they're going to expand the playoffs, those championship days might go away, right? But it feels like overcomplication. You want to add another week? Cool. You want to basically start it with what we call week 0 now? Cool. Because you know what's going to happen? We'll go Thanksgiving, count back 14 weeks, and then the weekend before that, we'll have games in the middle of August. In what is known as week 0.
Well, and I'm all for that. And if they want to give them more rest, that's good. because Trump's already done the executive order where you can't compete against the Army-Navy game. He wants to keep that Saturday game exclusively for the Army-Navy game. So is that going to be a bye week for everybody?
Well, I think obviously a lot of moving parts, and as schedules come out, as college football changes, all Trump really did was say that TV window, the only game on is going to be the Army-Navy game. So,
which is how it's been forever.
Well, it used to be the only game, right? Because you would have championship Saturday. Because the Army-Navy game years ago, before USAA took over as the title sponsor in like 2009, the Army-Navy game was on that Saturday, and all the conference championship games are going on, and it got lost in the shuffle. And when USAA came in and took the title sponsorship, they said, we will do this, but we got to move it to this next Saturday. And that Saturday, that was that weekend where there were no games, and it was before bowl season got underway.
Right.
And the ratings went through the roof because we all love football. Now, with all these shuffling, like this year, there were some bowl games before and after, but 3 o'clock Eastern, that belongs to the Army-Navy game. College football playoff expands, you're still going to have, there could be an 11 o'clock game. There could be a 7 o'clock game, but there's not going to be a 3 o'clock game while the Army-Navy game is going on.
Which is good. I'm all for that. That's the way it should be. After going to that game now, 4 times that I've been, 4 or 5 times, it deserves its own window, and I'm pretty happy about that. That's going to stay at least for the foreseeable future. I'm all for it. More football starts earlier. It's all good. I like it. I have no problem with it.
What I'm curious of with college football, and I think we're all this way now. Early season football in college, we do get some really good made-for-TV matchups to kick off the season. But then you still get all those money games. And I understand the importance of the money games. But, man, is there a way they could stagger those differently so you don't, all right, here we go, it's Texas and Ohio State, great, and now it's Texas against Sam Houston and Texas against then you get a bunch of blowout games. I wish they could figure out a way to stagger some of those so that first month of college football has a lot of really, really good games.
Well, I think there's got to be a lot of tweaks because, you hear teams rumbling about scheduling those games in week 1. Because if you lose it, who knows? It could hurt you down the line. So how long are those games going to stick around? And will you just have cupcake games for the first 3 weeks? So in that respect, you're right. It would take a lot of the shine off of it. But I don't blame teams for doing it. If it hurts them from making the playoffs, why would you schedule a Texas-Ohio State? Why would you play a good team at any point before your season starts, especially with the SEC now going to 9 games? Why would you do that? And so I think you're going to see a lot of those go away.
But I tell you, those money games are so important for the smaller schools.
Sure.
Less important for the bigger schools, but it helps them pad stats and get some easy wins. So it's going to be interesting. It's almost kind of, in a way what you see with some of these mid-majors in college basketball as we get to the Final Four. And the big guys don't want to play us because they're afraid of getting beat. You have it in every sport. But kind of like Sweet 16 starting tomorrow, and the Cinderella story of the Texas Longhorns as the 11th seed that somehow snuck into the second weekend of the tournament, which will be interesting when it does resume tomorrow. How much talk is about Bill Self and Hubert Davis. Davis gets fired by North Carolina. Mm-hmm. All kinds of reports today that Bill Self was going to retire until Bill Self came out and said, well, that's BS. He hasn't made a decision yet.
And look, he's got a hell of a job. You talk about both of those jobs. North Carolina's a primo job. There's going to be a lot of wannabe applicants there. And then if Self retires from Kansas, that's another huge school and huge job. So with Bill Self, though, I think it's more medical related, I think, right? I mean, there's something going on with him, and I know he's had some issues, and so I don't know if that's going to be enough to push him out the door. But he was very dejected, obviously, and rightfully so, because his team played a hell of a game, and they just came up short against St. John's, and kind of hinted that he didn't know what he was going to do. And I think that's when everybody picked up the baton and ran with it. Bill Self's out. He's going to retire. He's done. And obviously that's not the case.
But I do wonder, when you look at who's left, whether it's one of the Thursday games or some of the Friday games, North Carolina has already said, I mean, they're going at, and both those programs will go after a big-name person.
Sure.
Right? One of those, and you're going to hear the rumors, they're coaching this weekend in the Sweet 16, and, kind of like you see a lot in college football, rumors about them leaving, or are you interested? And, of course, anybody with ties to a North Carolina or a Kansas, because you do wonder how much truth there was, even though Bill Self said no, how much truth there was to the rumors. I mean, the questions have been there now for too long. He's been there 23 years.
Mm-hmm.
Those two jobs coming open at the same time, I mean, a lot of coaches coaching this weekend are having their agents make some phone calls.
No, well, absolutely. Again, two primo jobs in college basketball, and they just are. So those will be easy to fill, or certainly both of those schools will have plenty of options with whatever they want to do. But you're right. I mean, both of those schools kind of like to hire ties to both of those schools. So we'll see what happens when it comes to that. Real quick, Kelvin Sampson, the head coach at the University of Houston, and you've got Houston winning the whole damn thing.
Yes, sir.
I don't think they're going to do that. However, because they always come up short. They always do.
Until they don't.
Well, they haven't until they, well, we'll see what happens. But Kelvin Sampson may have the reason for that.
We're poor.
What?
We're poor when I got here, and we're still poor. We probably have the lowest budget of anybody in Power 4. And the way our recruiting is going, we have to stop at some point because we don't have enough money to keep bringing in really good players. And that's not easy for us to do.
That's a tough one to swallow with the famous alumni that or the guy that takes care of the University of Houston.
Fertitta.
Yes.
One of the richest dudes out there.
Is he on the Rockets?
He owns the Rockets.
He owns the Rockets.
And he owns some casinos, and he's trying to buy all the Caesars and Landry Seafood, all those restaurants on the Riverwalk. Dude's got a little bit of money. And I get a feeling that if there's a player that Sampson wants, he just calls Tillman's dude. I don't know if you call Tillman direct or just call the guy that not writes the check, transfers the money. What do you need for this guy?
Well, if you're Kelvin Sampson, you probably have Fertitta's number.
Yeah, but do you always call him for the money, or do you call this guy?
I'd go right to the top. Why not?
Whatever Tillman wants.
Exactly.
If he wants you to call his guy, then you call the guy. But whatever the case is, dude, seriously, we're poor.
We're poor. They got a hell of a team, too, and that's the thing about it is they've got some good talent on that team. And, there's no way that those guys aren't making a pretty good amount of money. I would think most of those guys certainly are making a pretty good amount of money. So I can't imagine that they're poor. Maybe he's just saying that because that's I just think that's what all coaches say now, regardless of what sport you're in and what you're doing. UCLA, he said he needed $5 million more too. So be interesting to see. University of Houston, Minix has them winning the whole thing.
We're poor.
I just Googled Tillman. He's currently serving as the U.S. ambassador to Italy and San Marino.
Wow.
So maybe you got to call the guy because he's busy doing whatever the ambassador to Italy does.
Do you have to live in Italy?
Probably.
Wow.
Right?
I don't know. That's interesting. Well, good for him. I'm ready for the tournament to start, and obviously we'll talk a lot about that during tomorrow's show. But I'm ready for the games to get back underway.
By the way, I just Googled it. He is trying to buy Caesars Entertainment in a $7 billion deal.
Wow. That kind of surprises me. I thought it'd be more than that. I mean, you're talking about a lot of properties when you're talking about Caesars Entertainment.
Do you imagine? Right now I own the Golden Nugget. Now I'm going to buy Caesars.
Yeah.
$7 billion?
$7 billion. I really thought it'd be more than that. I mean, you're talking about a lot of hotels, a lot of resorts.
Uh-huh.
I thought it'd be a lot more than that, but
I'm trying to read one of these Forbes articles with all kinds. It's $34 a share is basically what it's going for right now. So that comes out to about $7 billion.
$7 billion. Well, we'll see what happens. I wish I could buy something for $7 billion.
I wish I had $7 billion.
And still
I
be
wish
able
I had
to.
$1 billion. You know what? I'd be happy with $7 million. I think I could do okay with that.
I'd be all right with that. I'd like to try to get by on that. I mean, I don't know if I could, but
you?
Yeah, well,
one weekend at Caesars, that would be gone.
That would be done, right? Yeah, because I promise you, dude, if I ever won the lottery, however amount of money that is, it'd be a hell of a lot of it. We're partying in Vegas.
Yeah, private jet?
Private jet. One of those fancy suites like you saw in The Hangover.
Uh-huh.
One of those looking over.
Lose a tooth?
Well, you never know.
Get a tiger?
No, probably not, because Maggie would be along. That would be frowned upon.
Mm-hmm. Maybe not.
Oh, yeah, it would be. Yeah, without a doubt. We got to take a break. When we come back, DallasCowboys.com caught up with Brian Schottenheimer at the Texas Pro Day. Interesting stuff from Schotty about what they may or may not do in the upcoming draft. We'll hear from him when we continue here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. First, I want to brag a little bit about my Kinetico Quality Water Softener. Love this thing. If you listen to the show for any time at all, you know that I do. Look, it's one of the best water softeners. It is the best water softener I've ever had at any house that I've been in, and I've had a couple of others. Look, when you're looking at a water softener, why not get the best? That is the Kinetico Quality Water Softener, and they kind of sweeten the pot a little bit, and this is a huge cherry on top, I'm going to tell you. When you buy a Kinetico Quality Water Softener, you're going to get a free reverse osmosis drinking station that they will install right there at your kitchen sink. If you're tired of lugging in bottles of water into your house, if you're tired of all the collection of garbage or recycled material or whatever the case is with those things, you don't need that anymore when you have the reverse osmosis drinking station. It's like having bottled water right there at your kitchen sink. All you do is get a glass, turn on the spigot, and you got some water. It is fantastic. It tastes absolutely sensational. It is a great deal. You need to take advantage of this. They've also got 0% financing for 12 months, so basically free money for 12 months. How can you go wrong? It is time to treat yourself, treat your family, treat your house to a Kinetico Quality Water Softener. 656 Pure, 656-7873, or you can get them online at KineticoSA.com. And you know the jingle, sing it with me. It's the last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656 Pure Kinetico.
KTFM Floresville. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your home for the Blitz. 2 to 6 on YouTube and always at sasportstar.com.
San Antonio's newest sports headquarters, Novo Brewery. Craft beers, full bar, hard kombucha on tap, a handcrafted food menu, and massive LED screens. Attached to North Star Mall with late hours. Visit novobrew.com. That's NOVOBrew.com.
San Antonio, your professional indoor football team is here. The San Antonio Gunslingers, competing in the Indoor Football League, the major league of indoor football. It's fast-paced, high-scoring action right in the heart of the Alamo City. Tickets on sale now for our season opener, Sunday, March 29th at Freeman Coliseum. Bring the whole family for fun and thrills, or grab a group package for your corporate outing. Visit sagunslingers.com today for ticket schedules and all the info. Gunslingers Football, San Antonio's pro team, San Antonio's pride.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Your reputation matters. That's why so many landscape professionals choose Gravely. You can save up to 20% on Gravely commercial mowers during the Gravely Mow the Distance sales event going on now through the 29th. Visit your local Gravely dealer today.
March is Truck Month at North Park Chevrolet in Castroville. Get a new heavy duty for 3.9% financing and no payments for 90 days. Or drive the 2026 Equinox LT with 3.9% financing. All North Park vehicles get a 1-year wash tub pass and 2 years complimentary oil changes. Open till 9 p.m. Fridays and Saturdays in March. Together, let's drive. North Park Chevrolet, 10 minutes by Loop 410 in Castroville. Must qualify. Call 830-355-2107 for full price and offer details.
It's tax time, y'all. If you want to file free, this next one's for you.
Now taxes is so free. Tax free edition only. Roughly 37% of filers qualify. Simple form 1040 returns only. Now this is taxes.
Love that jam. Up next, commercials.
Intuit TurboTax free edition. See if you qualify at turbotax.com/free. No schedules except for earned income tax credit, child tax credit, student loan interest, and Schedule 1A.
Are you stuck staring at your W-2? Are tax refund worries holding you back? You probably have FOMO, the fear of messing up. The fix? Using TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. They find every credit and deduction to help you get every refund dollar you deserve, or your money back. It's time to overcome your fear of messing up and get your taxes done right. Start filing today in the Credit Karma app.
Got wrecked? Got a pain in your neck? Thomas J. Henry is your next call. Thomas J. Henry has put over $1 billion in our clients' pockets in just 4 years. And we can help you too. Just look at our over 14,000 5-star reviews. The numbers and our clients speak for themselves. So if you've been in a car accident, visit thomasjhenrylaw.com today. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. Principal office in San Antonio.
I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. Whether your pain started yesterday or years ago, we treat the root cause so you can feel real relief fast. No pills, no surgery. Most patients notice improvement in just one visit, and we accept most insurance plans. Stop waiting. Start feeling better. Visit Arasti.com today. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti. We fix pain fast.
To find the location nearest you, visit Arasti.com.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the San Antonio Spurs in action tonight. They're in Memphis to take on the Grizzlies. No De'Aaron Fox, no Luke Cornett, but the Grizzlies, I'm not sure who they have, but they damn sure don't have Ja Morant, that's for sure. Tip-off between the Spurs and the Grizz is set for 7 o'clock. Will be televised on FanDuel Sports Southwest. And Las Vegas and Seattle in line for expansion bids in the NBA.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
On a hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Happy hump day, everybody. I hope you're having a great day out there, whatever you're doing, however you're doing it. And I know if you get off work at 5 o'clock, you're having a wonderful day because you have climbed over the hump, slid into, well, for all intents and purposes, Thursday. Wednesday's over for you, man. Going home, having a cocktail, some dinner, and all of that kind of stuff. So it's perfect for you. Thanks for spending some time with us here. I'm Joe Reinagel. He's Jason Minix.
That's it. You've got opening day of Major League Baseball tonight on Netflix. Giants, Yankees, Spurs are playing tonight. We'll get into the Spurs coming up 5:35. Game night San Antonio brought to you by Vision Source. Now, you guys that are longtime listeners know we are a very, very, very serious sports talk show. and we cover everything, and including table tennis to a degree, because we have a new world record for the most table tennis balls removed from a cocktail glass with the tongue in 1 minute. Now, there is video floating around the internet today because I will tell you guys, Google Annika Ermler, I-R-M-L-E-R. She now has her second Guinness Book of World Records. As a child, she had the world record for the longest tongue as a young girl. Her tongue is almost 3 inches long, just for the record. And she put it to good use while removing table tennis balls from cocktail glasses, 27 of them in 1 minute.
Dude, let me tell you something. I've never seen a tongue like that. I don't know who would get more excited watching that.
Yes. The answer is yes.
I mean, honestly,
yes.
That woman, and she can do some
talents.
Remarkable things with that tongue. But they're martini glasses, it looks like, cocktail glasses, whatever you want to call them. And her tongue goes all the way down to the very bottom.
And then like an elephant scooping something up, she's able to remove the balls.
Yes, and they have another guy try it, and he can't do it.
No. Which explains a lot of things.
Well, I'm just saying, this woman's like, I mean, her tongue is like perfect.
Why don't you do a little play-by-play?
She's perfect for what she's doing here. I mean,
perfect for a lot of things she could do.
Well, I totally agree with that, but it's almost like it's wide and it gets skinny as it goes down, almost like a pointer, and she can just kind of, or like a little finger on the end of her tongue, where she just picks those balls out of this glass, and like it's nothing. I wonder if she needs a drink of water after that. I mean, seriously, she's like
She's officially in the Guinness Book of World Records.
Well, I'm going to tell you, if you're watching that and you see it, you're going to,
well, first you're going to see that and think this is some AIBS, which before I Googled it. It's a real deal. The competition was fierce.
Fierce.
But she blew them away. 27 table tennis balls removed in 1 minute.
You can't compete with that. There's nobody that can compete with that. I don't know, a giraffe? Don't they have long tongues?
Well, giraffes aren't human. She set the world record on a German TV show that I'm not even going to try to pronounce.
Well, I bet she.
It says.
I don't know if she's single or not, but she'll have no trouble finding a date.
She
male or female or otherwise.
Annika is known for her exceptionally long tongue, which currently measures 2.95 inches.
Now, who the hell measured that?
Well, for the Guinness Book of World Records, they did.
But
I don't want a big long thing down there.
You'd have to go all the way down to the base of the tongue and then pull the tape measure down while she's sticking her tongue out. See, there's some things when we do stories like this, Minix, I need the rest of the story.
All right, Paul Harvey.
You know what I mean?
I just gave you the rest of the story.
Well, I don't know.
Do you want me to send you the link?
I don't know what.
Or do you just want to watch the video?
I
mean, between the three of us, I knew I'd be the only one that would actually find out what the facts are.
I'm fascinated.
You're fascinated with the video.
Yes.
And you're not thinking about what you're watching while watching her do whatever she's doing to that glass.
Well, I'm thinking about that, and and others things. But wow.
It's hard. Yeah, it's definitely hard.
That's pretty incredible.
I can't wait to hear how Scott Van Pelt utilizes this story tonight on SportsCenter after a bit they were doing last night on SportsCenter.
Furries in a hurry's got to be the thing. Nope. Big trick. Come on. Again, what is that
TV shows. It's real.
What is that on Brazzers? What's that even? I don't know. I heard it was a thing.
Internet.
So the cameraman knows, apparently. I'll ask him.
Well, I like porn. Wow, Scott Van Pelt certainly does.
So they're doing a bit last night. Real or fake on TV show names. Furries in a Hurry is apparently real. Big Trick Energy is apparently fake.
Furries in a Hurry. Do you know what that entails?
No. Is that on Brazzers? I mean, that's the question Scott Van Pelt asked. Or was he asking about Big Trick Energy?
Well, I think Scott was trying to be funny, and then he realized he probably shouldn't have said that. And
Pledge, are you looking up furries in a hurry? Anybody on our YouTube watch this that will admit to it?
Well, of course. Are you kidding? People that listen to us. I can't. But wow. Oh, Scott. Scott. I do want to know what Furries in a Hurry is.
Of course you do.
Well, that's got to be like a cat show or something. Right? I mean, it's got to be. It's a cat show.
What kind of cat show?
A furry one.
This isn't the 70s.
Wow. What do you mean by that, Minix?
Joe just got it.
Well, yeah. What do you mean by that? I'm just wondering what you mean. Maybe it depends on what country you're in.
That's true.
You just don't know.
It was Harry.
Yeah, we just don't know. Any luck, Pledge? All right, I'm just asking.
He's still watching video of world records. He's counting where they're really 27.
Look, it's not popping up in any Google search.
It's not what?
Oh, my goodness.
Brian Schottenheimer was talking yesterday.
He was great today. I don't think he mentioned brazzers or tongues or furries at all.
No, but he's doing his research.
But we will we'll ask him about all of that stuff when we continue here on the Blitz. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Hey, let me tell you about my good friends at Stevens Roofing. Love the folks at Stevens Roofing, family-owned company, local company that has been in business here since 1983. Think about that for a minute. 1983. My goodness, that's a long time to be in business, especially the roofing business. So that should tell you everything you need to know about the quality of work that Stevens Roofing does and about their reputation. It is second to none. And now they've added solar to what they do. Look, if you've been thinking about solar panels on your house, and I know a lot of people think about that all the time, you need to call Stevens Roofing and Solar, 210-785-0994. Let them know what you're thinking about, and they'll help you put a plan together and get it done, and you know it's going to get done right. If you walked outside, you looked up on your roof, and you see something that just doesn't look right, you want to get it checked out, Stevens Roofing and Solar can help you with that as well. In fact, they'll send an experienced team to your house. They'll inspect your roof. They'll do it for free. They'll let you know if everything is okay or if there's some things that need to be fixed. They'll let you know. Either way, you know you've got the company that's going to do the job right, and they're going to do it right the first time. Stevens Roofing and Solar, 210-785-0994, or you can get them online at stevensroofing.net.
Hello, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio, and since 1994, I've been representing people and families seriously injured by negligent drivers. I think everyone knows that driving while using a cell phone, texting, posting videos is dangerous. Study after study shows that use of a cell phone like this is the same or worse than driving under the influence. Yet, many people insist on using their cell phones while driving. I've had many cases where my client was injured by one of these people because they chose to use their cell phone. Who are these people? You and I have both seen them, probably today. Men, women, old, young, minivan drivers, truck drivers, 18-wheeler drivers. I know this. The same person that chooses to use their cell phone while driving is the same person who will lie about it later just to avoid taking responsibility. If you choose to use a cell phone while driving and hurt someone, you'd better hope they don't call me. If you or a family member has been injured in a vehicle collision, call me. Jason Thompson, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400.
Trying to keep up with today's fast-changing digital landscape? With more ways to consume content than ever before, it is getting harder to reach your customers. You need more than just a presence. You need the experts at Conrex Digital. We craft websites that convert. We curate engaging content on social and block channels. We generate quality leads through Google and Meta. We dominate your competition on streaming TV. Bold marketing, real results. Conrex Digital makes it happen. Visit conrexdigital.com. That's conrexdigital.com.
America's #1 destination for lifted trucks, custom builds, and off-road ready vehicles is here. Lifted Trucks San Antonio is on the corner of I-35 and Judson. Shop over 1,000 lifted trucks online at liftedtrucks.com or visit one of our Texas locations today.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Jackson Hewitt will do your taxes for $149 or less, no matter how complicated. So if you're a delivery driver, /handyman, /wedding DJ, you pay only $149 or less. We're talking to you, waitress.
Check, please.
/pet sitter, /influencer. Just $149 or less. Want your refund to work as hard as you? Hurry. Don't wait. File with Jackson Hewitt today. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids. Rolaids' dual-active formula has calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. Yeah, you heard right. 2 actives for that powerful relief. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolade spells powerful relief. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
4.
Monday just got better. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is hosting the Spring Golf Classic After Party at the Hangar Bar and Grill on Petrenko.
4.
Party kicks off at 2 p.m. with the Blitz live on site. Big love to our tournament sponsor, Flight by Yingling, and props to our co-sponsors, Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chunkla, Jim B, and Sarah Auto Group, On the Rocks Premium Cocktails, PPL Motorhomes, and Hornitos for making it happen. The Sports Star Golf Classic After Party, Monday at 2, Hangar Bar on Petrenko.
Anybody figure out what Furries in a Hurry is?
No.
All right. Just checking. If anybody out there knows, let us know, because apparently that's a thing. This is a thing, too. This is a Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagle. He's Jason Minix. Brian Schottenheimer was at the Texas Pro Day, and he's been to a lot of pro days. He's getting out and about and checking out some of these players and not just sending scouts or Will McClay or whomever. But he's getting out there, too, and DallasCowboys.com caught up with him after said pro day, and some of the things he had to say, Jason, pretty interesting.
Well, they were, because, I mean, obviously he's involved a lot more, and talked about what he is looking for while at pro days.
Well, I think it starts with getting to know the young man, and so we try to get in early and take them to dinner. You get a chance to kind of see them in an environment other than in the facility where they're talking football, doing football things that they love, and that's really important to us, get to know the person, what motivates them, what's important to them, and then obviously it's in this type of setting, you want to see the guys compete. And are they the front of the line? Are they listening? What are they doing? And it's not so much of the movement and things like that. We've seen plenty of film. It's more of, do they follow instructions? Are they at the front of the line? Are they competing? Do they have good juice and energy? Those are the things that kind of jump off during the pro days.
Well, interesting, and I like that. Getting to know the player and the personality, and not just the football playing ability. I like that.
Well, and obviously he's talked a lot about his involvement more this year than maybe in years or last year.
Yeah, it's just getting to know all the prospects. Obviously, these guys have done a great job. Of course, talking about Will McClay and from Jerry down, Stephen and Jerry, but Will McClay, Mitch LaPointe, Ross, Chris Vaughn, they've done a great job setting the board. And now I'm kind of going through all the positions, and everybody, you want to be prepared to do what we need to do on defense, but certainly we're not going to pass on a great offensive player if they're there at one of those spots. And but I'm so much more familiar with. Last year was more of, I saw the highlight films, the POAs. Now I've seen game film. I've seen these guys compete, and it makes it a little easier to help make that selection.
Interesting. I mean, the bombshell, if you will, of that particular bite was we won't pass up an offensive player at either one of those spots, 12 or 20.
They're a BPA team because he went back to that a second time.
Yeah, again, I think it starts with the guys we brought back first and foremost. I'm always going to start with George and Javante, guys like that we signed back on the offensive side of the ball. Again, getting a chance to get a guy like Rashawn Gary, who I've had to compete against a lot. He's just an incredible football player, has been from the time he was a senior in high school through Michigan. Jalen Thompson, I love his energy. We played them this year. Kobe Durant, there's been just a ton of guys, and I think we did a really good job setting ourselves up to be able to draft natural and draft pure, which is what you want to do. You don't want to have to be forced to reach for a player. That's when you make mistakes.
I get all that. You make mistakes, but there are still a lot of holes to fill on that defensive side of the football.
But is he showing his hand? Well, every mock draft out there, Field Yates has one today. He's got 2 defensive dudes. Is he showing his hand that you guys all think we're going defense? I'm the offensive coordinator too, man. It all isn't going to be to help OCP. He just got here. Offense. I get what he's saying, but while we think they should just be looking at nothing but defense, for them, is their plan to make the trade for the linebacker, and I would like it to happen before the draft, because at this point, their starting linebacker is not coming with what's left on the free agent market. It's going to have to come through a trade. The question is, do you make that trade before the draft or after the draft? Me, I would do it before the draft. It might cost you a little bit more, but you would get exactly who you are targeting versus if you wait till after the draft when everybody is starting to make their adjustments for what they got or didn't get in the draft, the guy you're targeting might not be there.
That's very true. In a perfect world, I would do it before then too, because then you know. The problem I have, though, even if you go out and trade for a linebacker, you get your green dot guy, does that solve your problems defensively? The answer to me is absolutely not. You still need depth at the linebacker position because you don't know about Overshown, in his availability. Deron Bland, you don't know about his availability. I mean, that dude's been hurt pretty much, all
last
the time.
2 years, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, you still need some depth. And I think that's where you can go in and maybe get a guy that you think can become somebody that you don't necessarily have to throw in the fire from day one. Siobhan Revelle is another guy. The jury's still way out on that guy. So there's still a lot of holes to fill on that defensive side of the ball. And look at the offense. The only position that I could see that the Cowboys might want to roll the dice on, and they would have to admit they made a mistake with Tyler Guyton, would be left tackle. And if there's a left tackle available that they're in love with, and they do that, I could see that.
In the first round.
Well, sure.
I mean, because obviously right tackle is still a question, but you're not going to do that in the first round. But your linebacker depth, and right now, you're right. They also needed some depth at edge rush. Secondary, they got a lot of bodies in the secondary, but they need more. Which is why, I mean, your question, does making a trade solve? No, their defense was so bad last year that it's more than 1-2. They're 8 new players away. Maybe 7 new players away defensively, and you're not fixing that in 1 year. But go get a linebacker, go get the dude from Miami. That's going to help. I want to say it can't be worse than last year, but it can't be worse than last year. So but your starters can't come from the draft. You've got to trade and go get that guy. You got an all-pro player in Miami, and Miami's in a fire sale. A kid that went to Texas Tech. He born in Dallas, high school in Houston. His salary is what you were going to give Nakobe Dean. I think he's probably better than Nakobe Dean. Make the trade. Make the trade now so you're not reaching later. If Brian Schottenheimer's goal for the draft is not to have to reach, their biggest need as we sit today that they can fix is linebacker and edge rusher.
Mm-hmm.
Max Crosby ain't coming, but they could probably go get that linebacker. They signed the dude from the Chargers. I'll learn his name before the season, maybe. Clowney is still out there. Do they end up bringing him back, which wouldn't be a bad possibility because clearly whatever he thought his market was isn't. Otherwise, he would have a team by now. Or maybe he's playing the veteran game of, I'm going to wait because I'm going to get the same money, but I'm going to wait so I can do this on my time and pick and choose after I see what everybody else is doing. It might be a complete vet move why Clowney is out there. It's either he's asking for too much money or he wants to do off-season at his house as opposed to in a facility. It could be one of the two. But so he's still a possibility. But you can go make a trade, and I would make that trade now so that you can be free and clear, to use the words of Brian Schottenheimer, and not have to reach in the draft. Because there will be a time where, man, we really have to get this. We really have to get this. And we see it, whether it's an NFL draft or your fantasy draft. All of a sudden, a player goes off the board, and then you see a run at that position because everybody feels like they're going to miss out, right?
Yeah.
That happens in the NFL too. That could happen to the Dallas Cowboys unless, and I still think they trade the 20th pick to get a day 2 action. But if they sit there as it sits right now and they pick 12 and 20 and then, was it 92?
Mm-hmm.
Man, they're going to get desperate in there. I mean, we've just watched the Cowboys run a draft for far too long to think that they won't.
Well, and you think that 92 could be your bargaining chip for the linebacker you're talking about. So, look, Cowboys have brought in some defensive backs, but both guys that they, with the exception of the safety from Arizona, both corners they brought in are one-year guys. And so that's where I think if you're looking at cornerback and there's somebody there that you like that may or may not be that day one starter you're looking for, I think you've got some flexibility this year to go out and get that guy and bring him along and hope that he's ready to go after that, because both Kobe Durant and this Kendrick, the hell's his first name, Darion Kendrick, one-year guys. Both guys veterans that are going to come in and play right away, but you're looking at the future. That takes care of this year. You're looking at the future.
I still want them to try to get Jordan Brooks, and it might take more than the 92nd overall pick.
I wouldn't give up a first round for him.
I wouldn't either, and Miami might not want that this year because they've got so many, and from the financial standpoint. But he was a former first-round pick, and he's coming off an all-pro season.
Sure.
So I think he's going to command more than a third round, and maybe it's a third this year and whatever they have next year. But I don't necessarily want to wait till after the draft for them to go make that move, because what if Miami decides, okay, well, we need to keep him, or other teams that are in need of a linebacker, what if they offer a better deal than the Dallas Cowboys? I mean, we've seen what they tried for Max Crosby, and we know that they got turned down by Nakobe Dean. They got turned down by the other dude that ended up. I mean, at some point you need a win, and if it costs you a little bit more, Jerry, go get that win and get your guy.
Well, he's got to get somebody. I mean, he may have to overpay for a linebacker, because that's the biggest glaring hole that there is. And so you got to go out and get somebody. And if it costs you a little bit extra, so be it. You've got your guy. and then you move on from there. So it's going to be interesting to see. The Cowboys have some work to do still. They've done some good work, I think, but they've still got some work to do. So we'll see how they finish things out as we head towards the draft next month. I cannot wait for that. Tell you what else I can't wait for, Jason, is the Valero Texas Open. Looking forward to that. It's always a lot of fun. Always some big-name golfers out there as well. And we've got some tickets just for all of you that are out there listening. Saturday's round. So the third round of the Valero Texas Open after the cut. So you know those guys that are playing on Saturday have an opportunity to win this thing. It will be Saturday, April the 4th. All right, so we're giving away tickets all this week. And just remember, if you don't win them, you can always go get your tickets online at ValeroTexasOpen.com. Caller number
12.
656-3776, 656-ESPN. Caller number 12. You're going to get some tickets to go see the third round of the Valero Texas Open, April the 4th. Good luck. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, injuries happen, and when they do, you can skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocation, sprains, strains, conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday. They have on-site x-ray casting and bracing. In fact, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, but best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. So if you're injured, get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic. Learn more online at TSAOG.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Thursday on the Morning Huddle, we've made it. The Sweet 16 gets underway. University of Texas and University of Houston in action.
It's a game day. Baseball in hand. How are the Astros going to do? We'll talk baseball for a minute anyway, but oh my goodness, it is all basketball. Get here early. The party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
People. They're good. Good for laughs, for snorts, for cries, and goodbyes. People are good for doing nothing or getting up to something. People are good for squad goals and squad. People are good for you. Jim Beam, best enjoyed together.
Jim Beam, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, 40% alcohol by volume, 2026 James B. Beam Distilling Company, Claremont, Kentucky. Attention coaches, educators, and booster clubs. Need a fundraiser that's different from the rest? With Gardenville, supporters purchase something they already need. High quality, locally sourced mulch and compost. Your organization earns money on every sale. Real products, real value, with support from Gardenville to keep it simple. Ready to grow your fundraiser? Visit garden-ville.com/fundraising. That's garden-ville.com/fundraising.
Have you or a loved one been arrested? Call the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, and get the aggressive legal help you deserve. From criminal defense to personal injury, attorney Jesse Hernandez and his powerhouse team are ready to fight for your rights. Calls are answered 24/7 because legal trouble doesn't keep office hours. Call 210-807-8656 or visit jessehernandezlaw.com. That's jessehernandezlaw.com. The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, has your back.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it. Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of Essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Your professional indoor football team, the San Antonio Gunslingers, kick off Sunday, March 29th at Freeman Coliseum. Tickets on sale now. Season, group, individual. Bring your family, friends, or your crew. Get yours at sagunslingers.com. Guns up.
Dave Ramsey here. The only water softener I recommend is a quality water softener from Connecticut. It really is the last water softener you'll ever own.
ConnecticutSA.com.
And tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
Hey golfers, you could win a set of custom golf clubs from Flight by Yingling. Imagine hitting the course with a set of custom clubs valued at $2,800 with a cold flight, 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. Enter now at yingling.com/golf. No purchase necessary. Must be 21 or older. Flight by Yingling, presenting sponsor of the 94-1 San Antonio Sports Star Spring Golf Tournament on Monday, March 30th. Flight by Yingling. Enjoy responsibly. DJ Yingling & Sons, Pottsville, Pennsylvania.
If you've been thinking about buying a new or pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, think Ancira.com. Browse through thousands of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, SUVs, and RVs. Shop for your next new Chevrolet, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Ford, Buick, or GMC. Looking for an import? We have a huge selection of Kias, VWs, and Nissans. For your home away from home, a full line of RVs and campers. And you'll always get the lowest Ancira price, in-store or online at Ancira.com.
LifeLock, how can I help?
The IRS said I filed my return, but I haven't.
1 in 4 tax-paying Americans has paid the price of identity fraud.
What do I do? My refund, though. I'm freaking out.
Don't worry, I can fix this.
LifeLock fixes identity theft guaranteed and gets your money back with up to $3 million in coverage.
I'm so relieved.
No problem. I'll be with you every step of the way.
1 in 4 was a fraud-paying American. Not anymore. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
We are back. This is the Blitz, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe. He's Jason. Hope you're having a great Wednesday, everybody. Hope it's been a good day. You have a good night tonight. We got a little left to do before we can get out of here, Minix.
That's it. Spurs and Grizzlies, they play tonight. So we do a little thing called Game Night San Antonio.
This is Game Night San Antonio. Brought to you by Vision Source on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. Every weekday game night, The Blitz with Jason and Joe get you inside and ready for tonight's game. From insiders to an in-depth preview of tonight's game, this is Game Night San Antonio. Brought to you by Vision Source. Beyond your eyes.
You know, this is a game tonight where it's going to be beyond the box score for the San Antonio Spurs because they should stuff it. It is Game Night San Antonio, brought to you by Vision Source. Go by Wood Vision Source. See Dr. Bobby Wood over there on Bandera Road between Braun and Gilboa, or Stone Oak Vision Source. Dr. Chandler Mann up on Stone Oak Parkway and Hardy Oak.
Outstanding. Go see those fine folks and get your eyes fixed.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good thing to do. As far as the Spurs, what we're going to see tonight, I think is just a complete butt whipping. I mean, I don't see how the Grizzlies can hang with the Spurs. The Spurs go in there focused like they have been here for the last whatever months. This game should be over certainly by halftime. It might be over before that. Look, the Grizzlies injury report is I mean, gosh, I don't know who's playing. And they may be pulling people off of Beale Street to suit up for the Grizz tonight. It could get very ugly very quick.
I have never seen this before in all my years of playing on Underdog. When I'm looking on Underdog, for Memphis, they only have 2 players that you could choose from. They've got Jackson, and then way down at the bottom, Clayton. That's it. Everybody else is there's Keldon, there's Wemby, there's Harper, there's Castle. I've never seen the opposing team not have multiple possibilities. So I had to build my pick-em-entry, and because you got to have 2 different teams going, I had to go find another game to add in there. I can't, because do I think Jackson will have more than 50.5?
More than how many?
15.5.
He might, because he may be the only guy scoring.
Well, I mean, or Clayton at 10.5. I mean, I don't know. I mean, Clayton said 4, 11, and 16. And I mean, Wemby and blocks at 3.5, definitely, because he's been getting, what was he at, 5 blocks in 2 or 3 straight games?
Oh, yeah. And with no Zach Edey in the game tonight, he's out. So,
yeah,
their big fella's out, which how much different was that make anyway? I don't know. But, yeah, this game is Spurs are favored by 17 points.
Yep.
As I sit here today on my app, which I almost want to just bet the ranch and give up the 17 points. But as soon as I do that, I will jinx them. So I won't do that. Not going to place a bet on the Spurs or the Grizz for that matter. So, this game, it is one of the things that really irritates me about the NBA.
Well, I mean, it's a dog of a game for a variety of reasons. Gibbs on our YouTube page says Spurs win 160-83, and quite honestly, that could happen, right? But with this easy schedule that the Spurs have down the stretch, is that a concern for you? That is our poll question today on the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. 77% of you say no. You don't think that cruising in to the postseason will have any effect. Kendrick Perkins agrees with you. On the Road Trippin' podcast, Big Perk says, yeah, Spurs are legit title contenders.
I'm going to leave off with this. I would say this. I didn't expect the San Antonio Spurs to be here. They are the biggest surprise in the NBA. I thought that they were going to be in the play-in tournament, get in the postseason, first-round exit type shit. No, we're talking about them being legit title contenders. They are legit title contenders. They have a real chance at winning the NBA championship this year. Matter of fact, I believe that they are going to win the NBA championship this year. I really do. So I really do. I'm beyond so.
You know what's funny about that? And I didn't see the video, but it almost seems like they were laughing at Big Perk.
Well, and part of that is he's Mr. Oklahoma City. And so when you think about where his allegiances lie, for him to actually say that is kind of surprising. But that's where the Spurs are, which is why he says, Mitch Johnson is going to win Coach of the Year.
The one vote that's already penciled in for me is Mitch Johnson. He's getting my vote for Coach of the Year.
Sharpie, dude.
When you talk about filling in, filling shoes, big shoes to fill, he had to walk into a situation behind arguably the greatest coach to ever coach the game of basketball, NBA, and Greg Popovich. On top of that, he had to go in and preach the word sacrifice. And that's when we're talking about all of these guys being bought in, playing agenda-free basketball at a young age. We're witnessing that from the San Antonio Spurs. And we talk about all this journey. Think about it. The Spurs missed Wemby for a stretch, for a nice little stretch, where they actually was balling without Wemby early in the season. And we saw Wemby come back. He was on a minute restriction. Wemby was coming in off the bench for about 6 or 7 games. He was coming in off the bench for about 6 or 7 games, and Luke Cornett was still in the starting lineup. That's when you know that you got the ears of the locker room.
Well, and it also tells you they've got a hell of a deep team.
Mm-hmm.
They've got a bunch of guys that are playing at a high level, and that's exactly what. So when Wemby can miss a few games like he did, and the Spurs don't literally miss a beat, that's exactly what it tells you. Now, the fact that I totally agree with Big Perk there on Mitch Johnson. I don't see how this young man does not win Coach of the Year. And to me, as much as we talk about MVP and postseason awards, Mitch Johnson taking over this team, stepping into the shoes of an absolute legend, and taking this team, this young bunch of Spurs, to where they're at now, he's got to be the front runner as far as I'm concerned.
Well, and again, the Spurs, and you could debate, the easy schedule is a little bit of a concern for me because are they getting tested mentally? Now, Josh on our YouTube says, zero concern. This team is different. Wemby is the leader. He's forcing this team to adopt his thoughts. There's no chance this team drops an easy game. And again, what are you playing for tonight? Well, they can clinch home court in the first round with a win tonight. There's something.
Well,
I mean,
well, look, that's good because they're not going to fall below 2. The only mystery there is can Oklahoma City go into a little bit of a slump where the Spurs catch them and take over the number 1 seed. But look, the Spurs would have to drop all 10 that they have left. And still then the Lakers would have to play really well down the stretch to catch them. They're going to be, at worst, the number 2 seed, which they will have home court advantage, obviously, in the first round. So they're in good shape there. And look, they're going to win this game. There's no scenario that I can see.
I don't know how they prep for this game. Memphis has used 36 different starting lineups this year.
I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters.
It's a joke.
Well, sure, but again, this team is just so banged up, allegedly, this just doesn't even look. It's one of those games. Honestly, I can't wait for the playoffs to get here because as I look at the Spurs' schedule remaining, including tonight with Memphis, Milwaukee, and the Bulls, those are the next 3. All 3 of those teams are out.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be in the lottery. All right, so none of those teams have anything to play for. The Warriors, after that, they're 10th seed right now and probably will stay there. I don't know what their movement is. They've got the Clippers. Now, that could be a difficult game because that is in L.A. They're an 8th seed. Then they've got the Nuggets in Denver. Those two games right there I'm looking at as the toughest in this 10-game stretch. They're not back-to-back, but it's a road trip. Clippers and then the Nuggets. And then they finish out with Philly, the Mavs, and the Nuggets again. That last Nuggets game, I'm not really counting because even if it means something to the Nuggets, it's not going to mean a damn thing to the Spurs.
And looking at the NBA playoff scenarios for tonight, now this probably doesn't happen, but if the Spurs beat the Grizzlies tonight, and if the Pacers beat the Lakers tonight, the Spurs would actually clinch the number 2 seed. And then, obviously, they could still get up number 1, but no less than 2. And so while we talk about this easy stretch, you also wonder, obviously, you could still try to get the 1 seed, but if you know you can't finish worse than 2, you wonder when Mitch starts having more guys like De'Aaron Fox tonight with back tightness. It's such a balancing act that Mitch Johnson is going to have over the next couple of weeks of trying to make sure this team is rested but physically ready to go, mentally ready to go. And for a rookie coach, that's a tall order in trying to figure out what that balance is because we see experienced coaches talk about how difficult that is.
Yep.
Now, I know he still is probably getting a lot of counsel from Greg Popovich and probably other coaches that he talks to. And then you look at the staff and the medical people that they have, but knowing that they don't have any real test until game 1 of the playoffs. But at the same time, what about everybody else? I mean, when you walk in and you know you've won, and we saw this as a problem early in the season that they would play down to their competition. We haven't seen that as of late, which is a great thing, but still mentally in the back of my mind, it is a concern.
Absolutely, and it should be a concern. Again, Spurs win tonight and OKC loses in Boston. That's a real possibility. Look, I don't see Oklahoma City winning out. Their schedule is a little bit tougher than what the Spurs have to face. I think they've still got the Knicks on the schedule. They may even have Detroit. I'm not sure. I don't know what Oklahoma City's schedule is. I do know they have the Knicks, Boston tonight. That is a losable game. Look, it's not inconceivable that the Spurs could catch them because all they have to do is tie them. They own the tiebreaker, obviously. Yep. Just ask Wemby. They've dominated those guys this year. So, look, it is conceivable that the Spurs could be the number 1 seed in the Western Conference.
Although when I look at the bracket possibilities as it sits today, I think I'd rather be number 2.
Well, There you go. Look, the playoffs are going to be tough.
Yep.
All right, I don't care who's in there, who the Spurs play. It's just a different game. And it really is. So if anybody's out there thinking the Spurs are just going to roll through the Western Conference playoffs, please don't do that. It's going to be more difficult than you think because everything changes, including the officiating. And it just does. It happens every single year. It's more physical. The refs tend to swallow their whistles a little bit more than they do in the regular season, and it's just a different game. So I'm not saying the Spurs can't go through the West and win it. I think they can. I'm just saying it's not going to be the cakewalk that I think maybe a lot of Spurs fans are looking at.
It's going to be a interesting game tonight. The Thunder have the Celtics tonight, Bulls, Knicks, Pistons, Lakers, Jazz, Lakers, Clippers, Nuggets, Suns.
It's a tough schedule for Oklahoma City. I mean, that's not an easy schedule. Certainly not.
And again, that's why I say if they go through that and they make it and they hold on to that 1 seed, hell, even if they don't, playoff start, they've got a lot of playoff-type games that they're going to have before the playoffs begin, where the Spurs have a bunch of preseason exhibition meaningless games against each.
Well, and not only that, I mean, the Thunder are experienced in the playoffs already. They've already got that playoff experience. And really the only, De'Aaron Fox and Harrison Barnes, maybe Luke Cornett. I don't know if he was what teams he was on that would have been in the playoffs, but they don't have a lot of playoff experience. All the Wimby, Castle, Harper, these guys, the playoffs are going to be a brand new experience for those guys. So it's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out, and I'm ready for it, man. I am ready for the playoffs. Game Night San Antonio brought to you by Vision Source. Well, there you go. So enjoy the game tonight. I think you will if you're a Spurs fan. I don't think there's any problem with that. Extra Innings with Pledge coming up next here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Be sure and wake up with the fellas in the morning. AJ and Rob, the morning huddle. They'll get you going at 6 a.m. And then, well, Minix and I will be right back here at 2 o'clock. Until then, everybody, have a great night.
It was Harry. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
Ahead of the field and throws it down with a right hand.
Your home for the NBA.
Move over, Chips. There's a new crunchier MVP in the snack aisle. Enter pork rinds. Southern recipe pork rinds are low-carb, gluten-free, and packed with protein to keep you going. And the flavors, big, bold, crunchy. From sweet barbecue to hot honey, every bite brings that flavor-packed crunch you crave. Grab your favorites today at H-E-B or online at porkrinds.com. Southern recipe pork rinds are your snack time, crunch time hero.
Healthy vision is about more than seeing clearly. It's about going beyond. From comprehensive eye care with the latest technology to advanced vision solutions that provide deep insights into your overall health. And with doctors who build lasting relationships founded on trust, ensuring that every detail is taken care of. I choose Vision Source to never miss out on life's precious moments. Vision Source, beyond your eyes.
March Marathon means more deals at North Park Chevrolet in Castroville. Get a 2026 Silverado 1500 Crew for $489 a month, 0 down. Or drive a 2026 Colorado for $394 a month, 0 down. All North Park vehicles get 4.45% financing for 75 months, all month long. Open till 9 p.m. Friday and Saturday. Together, let's drive. North Park Chevrolet, 10 minutes by Loop 410 in Castroville. Must qualify. Call 830-355-2107 for full price and offer details.
What does it mean to work with one of the largest personal injury law firms in Texas? At Thomas J. Henry, it means we can put our team of experts to work for you. Visit thomasjhenrylaw.com. The name you know, the firm you trust. Principal office, San Antonio.
Hi, everybody. It's Joe Reinagel. You know, now is a great time of year to get your roof inspected and ready for our crazy spring weather. Be it hot, cold, rain, or hail. Who knows what Mother Nature has in store for us this year? Call Stevens Roofing at 210-785-0994. You know, your roof protects your home and your family. A quality roof overhead means comfort, confidence, and certainly peace of mind. Now is the time to get your roof ready for spring. Call Stevens Roofing at 210-785-0994 or go to stevensroofing.net.
Talk about stepping up. Bang! Bang!
It's time to level up your game. Introducing the all-new ESPN app. All of ESPN, all in one place. Your home for the most live sports and the best championship moments.
The electricity is palpable.
Step up your game with no annual contract required. It's the ultimate fan experience. Level up for more on the ESPN app or at stream.espn.com. Sign up now.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
94.1 FM, San Antonio's Sports Star. San Antonio's Sports Center.